You should have been selling the supplements like I am, moron. Hello, welcome back, YouTube. We're back with part 2 of Shane Vibes Truth Debunked. Instagram's Reel's Worst Conspiracy Theorist by Miniminuteman. You guys have warned me that this is a doozy and that it turned from 2 parts into 3 parts, and that maybe I won't be seeing Professor Dave this time. You know, let's just go balls deep and let's just start right off and get right into it, because we're gonna be here for a while.
Ugh. Weird looking chairs. It's really bright out here. Here's my laptop.
It looks so pretty though. I love a good overgrown garden. It's one of my favorite things.
Up about 15 minutes before it overheats, and then I just have to ad-lib the entire video. Why did I not bring my water bottle out here? I bring my water bottle onto set every time I film, and most of the time it's not even in a place where I need it. But now that I'm out baking in the heat, I actually should probably have water. What a
such an ADHD moment. I have my water bottle when I don't need it, but when I actually really truly need it, I don't have
concept. Thought we could use something to maybe allow my laptop to not melt quite as much, so I brought this, which I thought you guys would appreciate. I brought the Atlantis book with me on vacation here so I could, you know, work through it, but this seems to actually be more useful. Why did I
a more practical reason to use the book?
Decide to do these videos again? Here I was being like, this will just be like a fun little project to work on. And I'm, you know, I started it in May and now it's July and I'm filming part 2. And it's nowhere near done. So fuck me, I guess. I'm so glad to be joined by a fucking osprey for this. That's really nice. He's helping me with the voiceover. Hi everyone, here we are again. In the last video, we started talking about a guy called Shane. Shane is an Instagram character.
I love that that's the picture he's using. Like,
who makes a lot of conspiracy content. And because I am just a massive fan of really terrible brain-dead conspiracies, I decided that it would be really fun to just go through his entire account and debunk pretty much everything on it. This is kind of similar to a series I did last year on a guy named Philip Zeba who did the same thing over on TikTok.
Also, if this is your first video of mine, I have all 3 parts up. I'll post the playlist below, and you can check out all the other reactions I have to Miniminuteman Milo, as well as make sure you check out part 1 of this video as well.
Kind of had a hunch that this Shane video would be a little bit of work. You know, it would probably be multiple parts just like it was with Philip, and those parts would be pretty long. But I'm gonna be totally honest, I don't think I really had any idea what I was getting myself into. And so today it is with my deepest condolences that we are going to be continuing this journey into the madness of Shane Vibes Truth.
Comment right now below how bad is my reaction going to be from 1 to 10, and then comment below your comment how you rate my reaction after the video so you can see how spot on you were. Shane Vibes Debunked part 2.
Okay, so as you guys probably remember, last video was talking about creationism, and it literally ended because it ended up being almost 2 hours long and my battery ran out, and I'm like, for the sake of my editing team and getting this out in a reasonable time, I'm gonna just cut it here and I'm gonna pick up with creationism in the next video. And so that's what I did, and I sat down and I started, you know, scripting it out. I had a great guest visit with none other than Professor Dave Explains, and I was like, that's perfect. That's gonna be part 2, and then we're gonna move right along into part 3 with pseudo-archaeology. But as I was working up the script for part 2 on creationism, I was like, you know, I kind of want to touch on the whole Shane selling supplements thing.
Yes, I need that because supplements are a scam.
As you'll probably remember that I mentioned in the first video, pretty much all of Shane's content is sort of a sales pitch to, you know, use his promo code to buy supplements and
the chud protein powder, don't forget.
Pills and shit. And while I've dealt with a lot of conspiracy people, I've never really dealt with anyone that does that sort of thing. And so I thought it was worth talking about. So I decided I was gonna script just like a little piece at the
a little piece.
beginning of the next creationism video, just to like talk about it for one section. And as I dug into it more and more and more and more, that script just kept getting longer and longer, and it turned from one section of a video into this entire video. So believe me, you guys are in for a fucking roller coaster today. Oh.
As somebody who works in fitness as a personal trainer, this part I'm very excited for. I'm gonna lose my mind.
My laptop fan, that's always a good sign. Oh yeah, probably doesn't help that I have Premiere Pro, Photoshop, and Lightroom all open at the same time. We probably don't need that if all I'm doing is reading a script. Anyway, what the hell was I talking about again? I think the best way to illustrate how much longer this script ended up being than I was expecting is that I thought I could finish scripting and filming this piece before going on vacation. I was wrong. So needless to say,
He's on vacation. I wonder where he is.
this has been more of a journey than I ever fucking wanted it to be, but this is the video you get now. And actually, I think it's a very important one. I'm quite proud of this. So let's just get fucking right into it, I guess. In his videos, Shane talks a lot about health. But there's a reason that I put health in quotes, because while Shane does talk a lot about health, he's not really talking about like actual health. He's more kind of talking about like the RFK Jr. scaremongering, you know, vaccines are giving you
that pseudoscience health, like, you know, you got to make sure you look directly at the sun, eyes open, to get your daily dose of sunburning on your retinas.
autism kind of health, which unfortunately ends up meaning that Shane will sometimes take very legitimate health concerns and then just turn them into complete bullshit pseudoscience.
No.
He often, at the very best, completely misattributes and misrepresents what those issues are coming from and the results of them. Now, to say that health is a pervasive theme in Shane's videos would be a complete understatement. I mean when I say that this dude can tie literally any topic back to whatever his version of health is.
There's a certain vibe about Argentina.
An Argentina vibe? What's...
I've never been there. I feel like I may have in a past life or something. We're spraying diquat and all these crazy chemicals in the food, air, and water supply. Breaking news in England, a man punched a man who was holding a baby. Merging yourself with AI makes you superhuman when in fact it makes you inhuman. He literally air caught the ball, threw the baby up, didn't quite fall. Male testosterone levels are off a cliff. Breaking Mandela effect news. If you remember this guy, Yosemite Sam, including the fact that they're changing the very DNA of the food we eat. Even if you fall, don't give up. Your pineal gland, your brain function. There's something called cloud ships. Even if you're eating 100% organically, you're getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals.
My brain is breaking.
Breaking shocking news. This might be fake or edited or AI or something.
It's a fake robot.
Calcifies our pineal gland faster than any other tissue in the body.
We're talking about pineal glands now?
Breaking news. JFK departures have been grounded due to an aircraft emergency. They really want all of our pineal glands calcified. Breaking
He's back to the pineal
news.
glands.
This is a roller coaster fan. Reproductive organ function is down. Fertility rates are off a cliff.
Somehow he associated a fan with the...
Discovery of ancient giants' footprint in British Columbia raises an interesting question. Seed oils are good. Fluoride is good. GMOs will feed the world.
Those are true.
You can see where things get a little bit sketchy.
You see what I'm talking about, okay? There's no better way to explain this than just by showing it to you. So what is his call to action with all of this fear-mongering?
Oh, obviously to buy his supplements.
You know, it'd be one thing if he was kind of on this bullshit bandwagon, but the takeaway was like good, legitimate health advice that could actually really help people. But as you could probably guess, if that was the case, then I wouldn't be making this video. So instead of just giving, you know, unsolicited but genuine health advice, Shane's takeaway from all of his scaremongering is always, without fail, that you should use his promo code to buy supplements.
Right now we're giving
If somebody ever tries to sell you a promo code after telling you a conspiracy or like an exaggerated truth, red flag, ding, 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 ding.
giving away free chalk. Free chalk to help you get the microplastics and pesticides and herbicides out of your blood and brain. 90% of Americans have atrazine and glyphosate in their blood right now. That's the chemical that reverses the gender of frog. Our
Did he just say, wait. Did he just say the chemical that reverses the gender of frogs? Huh?
water purified shilajit chalk is giving away freebies today. This is hot water purified, clinically studied to boost fertility for men.
Hot water purified. You mean boiled? Boiled for safety?
And women. It's a hormone optimizer. And chalk is giving away free bags of chocolate that's organic.
I also hate the name chalk. Chalk. You mean it's made out of chalk?
Heirloom cacao from Bolivia that stimulates stem cell production. Is super detoxing and delicious. And if you combine that with a hot water purified shilajit, you get some of the most potent.
Ugh. Oh, it hurts me. Oh my god. Anybody who said my reaction would be 10 out of 10, you won already. I'm not.
I mean when I say that this guy can take literally any subject on Earth and turn it into a promo code to buy, like, magic bottles of pills and powders. Like, literally everything, from fucking pseudo-archaeology to 9/11 conspiracy theories. It is admittedly equal parts impressive and completely repulsive to watch Shane take any conspiracy that he can possibly think of and turn it into a sales pitch to convince paranoid people into buying pills from him.
Comment free below.
Is Shane real? Why is Shane just giving, like, freaking AI vibes? Oh my god, this hurts me. Please, Shane, no. Is Shane taking natural disasters and promoting his supplement on natural disaster videos? And car accidents? And protests?
Boost reproductive organ. Comment free below and check your DMs for details. And my thoughts and prayers go out to anyone affected by this freak flood. And I hope they find all those little girls too.
So again, my original plan with these videos was just to go through all of Shane's conspiracies and just fucking rip them apart, which I am absolutely still doing. I had a great time doing it in the first part, and I have at least 2 more videos worth of his shit to go through. But the more that I looked into this supplement thing, which was originally just supposed to be a footnote, the more I realized that it's, I think, a much bigger problem than I originally thought. And it's my belief and sort of the thesis of
I actually think it might be the biggest problem, besides, like, just spewing a bunch of, like, conspiracy theories. But when you're trying to convince people to buy something that could also be harmful to their physical health.
Of this video, that this pseudo health misinformation and supplement peddling has more genuine, negative, real world ramifications than Shane just saying, you know, dumbass shit.
Exactly what I was
About
saying.
the pyramids. All right, so first and foremost, let's talk about why this footnote ended up earning the spotlight.
Earning the spotlight, all the glitter, it's not gold.
You guys are also going to have to forgive me that there's going to be a lot of plane noise around here. I think there's a municipal airport somewhere, and so we're getting a lot of airplanes. This is actually part of my method acting today, guys. I'm sitting out here to, you know, absorb extra chemtrails just for this video. I even have sunscreen on today, so I'm getting some,
Oh my god, all the chemicals, the sunscreen.
you know, I'm absorbing lithium directly into my blood, some heavy metals. Right before this, I mixed some atrazine with a 57th COVID booster, and then I injected it right into my balls. I'm gonna
Of course, right into the balls. Exactly, the perfect place to do
take
it.
my phone and I'm gonna just glue it right to my head. I've also set up an improvised
Oh, don't forget about the 5Gs.
5G tower right behind
There
me.
we go.
And I
5Gs.
put a big satellite dish of tinfoil behind it, so it's directing the radiation into
100% 5Gs right directly aimed at his balls. As one should, obviously.
my brain. I'm on that conspiracy maxing diet. Because I have a hunch the planes will continue flying around me today instead of doing anything about the audio. When there's planes in the background, editors just add some sort of effect to make part of the joke. You guys are good with the visual gags. I don't know. You can, like...
That's what I need to start doing with Train John. Just start adding a train onto the screen when the train goes off.
You know those, like, memes, like the really, like, fried-ass memes of, like, the like, it's like a baby with, like, you know, getting shit injected into its brain, and there's, like, a 5G tower behind it. It's, like, one of those crazy conspiracy images. Just do something like that whenever there's the sound of a plane in the background. Okay. In order to really understand how Shane ended up earning the spotlight here, we need to understand a little bit about Shane's audience. Shane has built an audience by pandering to pretty much every single type of conspiracy theorist or alternate thinker imaginable. From creationism and pseudo-archaeology to, of course, satanic panic.
What's going on in the music industry?
This also feels racist, doesn't it? Doesn't that feel racist?
And so I sold my soul to the devil.
To scaremongering about seed oils with things that feel weird and vaguely racist.
Like, look at some of these
Say?
Chad Indians, man. Like this guy, their jawbones used to be, and it's happening to all of us. It's changing our jaw structure based on what we're eating.
That is literally not how jaws work. That is literally not how jaws work. Okay.
The tried and true conspiracy classic of transvestigating Michelle Obama.
I'm in therapy right now because I'm transitioning.
Well, there's a lot to unpack here.
To cringy.
You know, there's other meanings behind the word transitioning, right, Shane? Right, Shane? Like a transition from a place when you're like moving. That's a transition?
Juvenile manosphere shit. Point is, there seemingly is almost no low that Shane won't stoop to in the pursuit of expanding his following. Now, every once in a while, Shane will post a video that has concerns that are actually grounded in reality. Here's a video of him talking about plastic waste in the oceans.
Oh yeah, of course. We don't want the little fishies to be eating plastic. It's not good for the little fishies and the turtles and the duckies.
All right, guys, we're cooked. Look at this. Here's an island of plastic in Bali. I thought it was all sunshine and rainbows over there. Apparently not. Holy Cripenheimer, have you ever seen a beach this plasticky? But let's go to Mars. Woo!
Or this one where he's talking about how a lake sprayed with pesticides had all of the wildlife in it die.
This is what the lake looks like. And putting a chemical in there that makes turtles rise to the surface unalive. We are supposed to be stewards of the land. We are supposed to make the land better for our future children.
Or this one where he's rightfully upset about how much of the natural land in Florida is being destroyed for housing developments.
It's changing the entire ecosystem to a parking lot.
And of course,
I'm a huge advocate of we don't need to destroy our natural resources. Just take down the single home houses and build skyscrapers, you know? Like we have so many empty houses and so many homeless people, and it's not, you know, like the crazy thing is like he'll just latch onto everything to try to get as many people to watch him as possible. And it sucks because he has real arguments that he's blanketing with weird conspiracy and supplement selling.
The more glaring issue is that any charitability I want to give him for occasionally talking about legitimate health concerns is immediately undercut by him using all of these legitimate issues to scaremonger to sell his fucking supplements.
I'm literally detoxing microplastics right now. I'm drinking the Chad mode from Chalk, which is
Chad mode.
the all-natural pre-workout energy drink that has blue spirulina, which binds to microplastics, heavy metals, pesticides, and more.
You can also just take blue spirulina. You know, you don't have to take that Chad thing regardless.
Same thing with the hot water purified Shilajit, clinically studied to boost hormones, fertility, and more, and detoxes microplastics. 90% of us have glyphosate and atrazine in our bloodstream right now. That's why I'm always talking about the hot water purified Shilajit, which not only detoxes pesticides and herbicides, but also heavy metals, microplastics, increases brain function. It's pro-fertile. And right now, Chalk is giving away free $100 bags of the chocolate powder, the organic cacao from Bolivia. Comment free below and check your DMs for details. Now, when 90% of Americans have...
I can't, Chad, I can't. It hurts me so much physically.
Glyphosate in their bloodstream, at what point do we start detoxing? Right now, Chalk is giving away free bags of their lit powder.
So to me, it doesn't really feel like Shane is actually invested in talking about what's true or pertinent. The thing that concerns him the most is talking about whatever will get him the most eyes and scare the most people into buying supplements from him. I'll talk about his insane post frequency in just a minute here, but his post frequency combined with this attitude is one of the reasons why in the last video, I sort of pinned him as more of a conspiracy slop grifter account than any of the other ones I've talked about. A case that I am still making here, and I think will be very clear by the end of this video. Now, the second strategy that Shane uses to build his audience is sheer brute force. There's no way for me to really articulate how crazy his post schedule is, so I think the best thing I can do is show you a graph. Look at this graph. When I started scripting the first part of this video in May, I was floored at how many videos this dude would pump out every single
4 videos, 5 videos. Is that my mistake? Am I not pumping enough content out? Should I be pumping more content?
There'd be days where he'd post like 4 or 5 times, and it was almost completely impossible to keep up with bullshit at that volume. But then, somehow...
for 18 videos in a day.
It got so
19.
so much worse. I don't know what the fuck happened at the beginning of June. Maybe Shane had like a mortgage payment due, or he was investing in an industrial-sized roll of tinfoil to wrap his head with, but he went fucking sicko mode. My man started posting 10 and sometimes 15 times every single day. There's a day towards the end of June where he posted 30 fucking videos in a single day. Yes, some of them are reposts, and of course all of them are very low effort, but the sheer volume of these videos that he is making, especially now, is something that I can barely even like get my nails into. This is the way that Shane has grown his audience, by pandering to
That's wild.
genuinely every conspiracy theory imaginable and making an
There a train Sean comes. Chuka 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 chuka. Chuka 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 chuka.
inconceivable amount of videos. And this strategy seems to work very well. From what I've seen, he's covered pretty much every conspiracy imaginable, but the better indicator of this is that there's actually a couple of my friends that follow this guy, and these people are like level-headed, like environmental science people that I went to school with. So I know they're not following him because of the fucking, 9/11 conspiracies, but because they are sort of alternate lifestyle people like myself, they probably saw some of his videos talking about pesticides and things like that that seemed a little bit more rational and started following him.
But did they not see the part when he whips out the supplements?
This is a great example of how Shane has been able to sort of cast this immense net to be able to pull people in from a lot of different viewpoints, and as a result amass an impressive and slightly concerning following of 680,000 followers on Instagram. And by the time this video is in production, let's be honest, it's probably going to be like fucking 800,000.
Your opinion is protected by them. Mine gets my account deleted at 1 million followers in 2020.
Fun fact, this is not Shane's first account. He can only speculate as to why his first one got banned. Oh.
I also wrote here that while writing this part of the script, my girlfriend's dog tried to chase a chipmunk, and I yelled after her. Her name is Lupin, but I accidentally called her Shane. I don't know what the implication of that is, but I think that this is actually beginning to have psychological effects on me. So anyway, it is to this sizable audience of more than 500,000 people that Shane levies his supplement sales pitches. Now, I figured if I was going to sit down and waste an entire day of my precious life going through Shane's Instagram account and making a graph of how many videos he's posted every day for the entire year, I could at least add another variable in to make it more worth my while. And so that's exactly what I did. So here is that same graph, also illustrating how many of Shane's videos per day had a direct promotion for supplements. As you can see, that's a fucking lot. And with the increased video post frequency that started in June, his promotions for supplements went up as well. And at this point, where he begins posting well over 10 videos almost every single day, almost every single one of them is a promotion for supplements. And in the 4 days between June 6th and June 10th, all 70 of the videos that Shane posted were promotions for supplements. And just real quick, these 4 days just contain a delightful cocktail of video topics. We have Shane promoting a real stand-up human being, none other than known sex trafficker Andrew Tate, in a video where he's saying that Russia is a bastion of free speech.
Do you know how many people were arrested for posts on social media in Russia last year? No. 380. Do you know how many people were arrested for posts on social media in England last year? No. Over 4,000. So where are you allowed to speak?
The restrictions on freedom of speech and even freedom of expression are spreading across the Western world, including even the US. They have some laws cooking up, although right now it is one of the freest places in the world that you can speak. There are still ways they can try to get you.
Gotta love that. You're a real freedom-loving American right there, Shane, aren't you? Here in America, we just can't say anything, he says while posting fucking 30 videos that are just complete bullshit every single day. Damn, bro, they're really censoring you.
They're censoring me so much. They're not letting me sell my supplements with all the lies.
This video of some jackass claiming that Trump and Elon Musk have evidence that the moon landing didn't happen.
This is crazy if true.
First things that Trump did, he had a moon rock in the Oval Office. He said remove that from the Oval Office. Oh, he knows the moon missions are fake. Elon Musk knows the moon missions are fake.
But most notably, in this 4-day stretch, an overwhelming majority of videos where Shane is just like passively fear-mongering about the ongoing protests against fucking ICE detentions.
If I
Oh no. No.
walked into China or Japan and they had a task force to kick illegals out, but I snuck in and I was living there, and then they want to kick me out. Is it brave to band together with the other people who got in there illegally, into China, let's say illegally, and protest the immigration task force, or would that be stupid? I would want to be laying low right now, not making myself known. I'd be putting my freaking nose to the grindstone and laying low, not drawing any attention to myself. Boston protests are kicking off, and someone was commenting about just the visual appearance of a lot of the protests.
This man is a piece of shit. He's an actual piece of shit.
And how it fits certain categories and all this, but all I know is people on both sides of the fence have very strong opinions.
Wow, you're a real fucking class act there, Shane. Shane, I hope you know that if we were in the revolution, you would have been on the side of the fucking redcoats. I demand my freedom, and I want small government, which is why I am in favor of an authoritarian state. Jesus H. Christ, how do people like this call themselves fucking patriots? Super aware of the propaganda and the agenda of the elites that seek to divide us. Become an unquestioning mouthpiece for the propaganda and an obedient foot soldier for the agenda of the elites that actually seek to divide us. Fucking Christ. This guy is just, he's just delightful. I'll talk about this a little more maybe in another video or something, but in these really kind of just gross topics that Shane has, he'll really pussyfoot around saying like the really shitty stuff, and sort of instead just allows his audience to say the really gross things in the comments section.
Oh,
I can tell you guys, as much as I love to engage and go live and discuss with you guys, I do not and cannot and am physically incapable of keeping track of comments, especially when posting over 10 videos a day.
I think he's trying to go for the whole plausible deniability.
Oh, I can't censor people's horribleness, even though I encourage it and I pussyfoot around the horribleness. I can't censor everybody. I'm posting 10 videos a day.
Thing of like, hey guys, I'm just asking questions here. I think there's some very legitimate concerns to be had about these people flying flags of a different country on American soil. I'm just concerned about our patriotism. And then the people in the comments are like, yeah, fucking kill them all. Shane, if you got people in your comments that are saying shit like this, like, brother, that's on you, bro. You're making the audience where people are saying this. The fuck is your problem? But anyway, my whole point with all of this is that in this stretch of videos, all of them, every single one is a promotion for supplements. All of them, even those ones, all of them, every single one, all 70 in 4 days is a promotion for fucking supplements.
That's
okay, that brings me to the
crazy.
next part of the video, which is called Shane Sells Supplements.
Oh, how'd I end up back in here? It was so nice out there. As a content creator, I'm constantly conflicted by trying to run this as a business, but also trying to maintain my integrity. I had hoped that this section would be able to be an ad read for my favorite supplement company. But unfortunately, due to the content of this video, I don't think they'd like that very much. And so unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, I've had to settle on really good art for you guys.
Such a loss. We could have gotten some weird ass conspiracy supplement.
Hope you guys are okay with this. I know that hot water purified Shilajit was what you really wanted, but I hope that you'll at least settle for the Milo Rossi sticker pack if that's okay with you. It's got 3 different Google Debunker inspired seals and badges so that everyone can know that you've sworn your allegiance to the mainstream agenda. And as if that wasn't enough, we also got this one, a little schmink sticker. Since I can't give you a real schmink, you're gonna have to deal with this one. It's 2D and sticky, which the real schmink is neither most of the time. And along with that, we also got this bad boy right here, the Stay Curious hoodie design. Check that out, that's pretty nice, right? This beautiful design comes for the first time on a green hoodie, which is kind of cool, as well as our classics, whatever color this is.
See, last video, you guys said this was eggshell. I think it's too brown to be eggshell. Like maybe more of a brown eggshell, but like a white eggshell. Like when you go to a paint shop and you get eggshell, it's a lot more white. This is more mucky. you know, like a polluted ocean.
White, tan, beige, eggshell even, as well as black, which I don't have, so here is a superimposed image of it. And for those of you like me who are not planning for winter but are standing there sweating right now, this design also comes in t-shirts. So you can still sport this design and get your guns out. All of these designs were made by my wonderful partner, a real live artist without a single AI involved. And as part of my pledge to support actual human art, a portion of each sale goes directly to the artist. So if you want to help support me and the rest of the team, as well as be able to sport some really nice merch that nobody will know is actually merch because it doesn't just have an ugly YouTuber logo slapped across it, well, now you can. All sales are, of course, genuinely and deeply appreciated. It really helps me continue doing what I do here, and I hope that you guys get something really nice out of it that you can cherish. Link to those is in the description of this video. Give it a click and open it in another tab so you don't forget. I'll wait. Do it. Do it and then come back to this video. Seriously though, thank you all very much for your support as always, and now let's get right back into it.
Shane sells supplements by the seashore. Say that 5 times fast. I have dyslexia. I'll butcher it.
Oh yeah, do you guys hear that? Wow. You know that scene in the HBO Chernobyl miniseries where everyone's like looking up and the radioactive ash is falling on
I love that miniseries. Such a good
their
series.
face? That's how I feel now whenever I look at an airplane. Thanks to all the cool information I learned from Shane Vibes on Instagram. So I know that I just gave Shane a bit of the riot act here, and believe me, that is just the beginning. We have merely scratched the surface. But I want to take a minute at the beginning of this video to express out front that I actually share a lot of the same concerns that Shane does. Food systems and our modern medical system are both things that I am also very passionate about, and I believe desperately need fucking reform. They are both symptoms of massive systemic problems in this country, and there are more than a few very needed conversations to be had about them. I have an absolute disdain for our modern, globalized and mechanized food system. While I do understand that industrial agriculture is the only thing that's allowing society to exist at the scale that we have it, I think that it is a crime against the planet. Oh yeah, give me that shit. Bill Gates, he's My
train's going off at the same time.
can smell it. There's COVID vaccine coming out of that airplane. The damage that pesticides, fungicides, and herbicides do to the natural world and to humans is completely unquestionable. And the immense natural diversity that this country once had has been completely fucking obliterated and replaced with corn and soybeans and wheat, which planted over and over and over again has completely drained the soil of all of its nutrients. What's that whole thing about a functioning ecosystem? The soil actually stays healthy and there's agricultural practices where, you know, you can
Crop rotation is really
keep
important.
the soil healthy naturally.
Crop rotation naturally optimizes soil nutrition and has been utilized globally for thousands of years. For example, after harvesting a field of corn, which consumes a lot of nitrogen, one might plant beans in the same field, which will return nitrogen to the soil. Exactly. And, you know, I could go into all the hippy-dippy shit as well, that, like, animal agriculture is one of the biggest consumer of soy and wheat, which is why we're producing so much of it. And it also takes up a lot of land. But, you know, you guys can check that out in a different video if you're curious more about animal agriculture and crops and everything. There's probably a ton of amazing creators out there posting stuff about that. But those are valid reasons to be upset. Shane has valid reasons to be upset. Yet somehow he twists it all.
No. That doesn't make enough money. So let's throw some fucking chemicals on it. What do you mean all those chemical fertilizers are running into the water and choking entire ecosystems to death? Who gives a shit? The fertilizer is making...
And the worst part is a lot of the crops and like farmland that they've put up, they usually put it in poor neighborhoods and neighborhoods of color. So the people who are near the plant, like there's very questionable like research on whether the actual like food you buy in the grocery stores, if the pesticides actually do cause harm. But there is definitive proof that if you live near a farm that is spraying pesticides and you're inhaling it there in the spot, that does cause harm. And oftentimes farms are placed in poverty-stricken places and communities of color, which is horrible.
Me a lot of money. Oh, and would you look at that? I killed everything that eats all the insects and then put out a limitless buffet of food. I can't believe I have so many pests. How could I deal with this? Could I encourage biodiversity so that things are naturally controlling the population of these pests? No. we should spray it with chemical pesticides. That's a fucking great idea. Wait, those chemical pesticides that we're spraying on the things we eat are ending up in our food and in our water and in all of the natural ecosystems around us? What? The thing that I wanted to just kill the thing I don't like doesn't just kill the thing I don't like and kills fucking everything as well? What? Actually, wait, I take it all back. I don't give a shit because it's making someone a lot of money.
And you know the worst thing about it? People are like, organic is the option, but organic actually uses more pesticides than conventional growth. They're just using a less effective pesticide. It's almost like we need to reform how we grow things completely.
So you end up with a system that totally fucks us all. The farmers are beholden to a really terrible system that they didn't create because of...
Oh, and don't even forget about the fact that companies own seeds and they'll not allow other people to buy dead seeds. So like there's seeds like patents, which is freaking wild.
They're going to be able to compete with industrialized farms at all. They have no choice but to pesticide and fertilize and squeeze every ounce of productivity out of their land. I mean, they have to buy seeds from fucking Monsanto that like patented the genomes of seeds. The whole thing is that they don't produce fertile seeds on their own, so farmers can't just replant from their own crops. So every fucking year, they have to buy new seeds from Monsanto because...
And then they can dictate how much everything will cost.
They're the fucking devil. Oh yeah, and the patented GMO seeds that Monsanto has, if you plant them without their permission, or if your crops cross-pollinate with your neighbor that's using those GMO seeds, you can face charges for copyright infringement.
Which is wild.
How the fuck is it even possible we live at a time where people can patent the genome of a plant? I don't fucking know. Is it the most dystopian shit I've heard all day? Absolutely. But who gives a shit because it's making someone a lot of money? Organic and nutritious food just simply isn't a viable business model, and so all of the rest of us pay the price. Packaged foods, ultra-processed foods, and fast foods are oftentimes more affordable and more accessible than...
I think healthy food should be available to everybody for free. It's a human right, not a privilege.
And any organic alternative. These systems disproportionately prey on disenfranchised, marginalized, and impoverished communities, and is one of the many prongs of the systemic oppression that we see in this country. You'd have to be fucking concussed to not see it. I mean, hell, even fucking Shane sees it. These processed and fast foods may fill us up physically, but they might not nutritionally.
Well, they also don't necessarily fill us up physically either, because they are void of fiber, and fiber is very important for satiatingness.
And in the long term, exposure to these sugars and preservatives and growth hormones could and does have very negative effects on our health. So it's our responsibility.
Growth hormones more so from animal agriculture than sugar, because sugar is glucose and everything runs on glucose. So don't be afraid to have glucose. It's important. It's the only thing your brain eats. It's brain fuel. But, you know, it's going to be healthier getting it in the form of like a piece of fruit or a slice of bread than in sugar. But you know what? I am also a strong advocate for mental health. And sometimes you have to have a candy for your mental health. So eat a slice of cake. Just don't only eat cake.
As citizens, to find ways to work with our community to overthrow this fucking system. To find ways to encourage people to go back to community and to, you know, do small-scale gardening within their communities.
If you have the space and accessibility to do that, 100%. I love community gardens. Here in my area, there's a lot of community gardens. Even my apartment here, they have a community garden area that you can join a lottery system to get access to. There should be more of that, and we should encourage it more.
And to make organic food more accessible. Identifying a broken system is the easy part. Breaking it is the one that takes a little bit of extra fucking legwork. But hey, if it helps you sleep at night, don't worry about the fucking growth hormones and sodium nitrate that might be making you unhealthy, because at the end of the day, if you're unhealthy, it's gonna make someone a lot of money.
That's true. It can get very conspiracy theory. If you want to learn more about like health stuff, Liam, the Bean Guy, he makes great content talking a little bit about the health stuff and food safety and things like that. And he talks with a lot of doctors. His video is great. I highly recommend checking him out if you're interested in all this kind of food talk.
I'm not going to talk about the medical system too much, I swear, just for the sake of time in this video. But
and this is why the medical system should be free. Like, it should be a human right as well, right? Because like if there's profit to be made, why wouldn't they want you to stay sick and unhealthy, right?
Believe me when I say I'm not a fan of that either. The fact that we have a for-profit medical system is actually one of the most fucking barbaric things imaginable, really. I think having a for-profit system could encourage temporary fixes over actual cures. After all, if you're making money off of every time you have to treat someone, a healthy person is not a profitable business model. And I think there's a disproportionate emphasis put on medicating problems rather than trying to identify and solve the underlying issues that cause those problems. Like, you know, if someone's like, oh yeah, I'm working fucking 50 hours a week and barely making enough money to put fucking food on the table, and you know, I'm really depressed, obviously they should have access to antidepressants, but we should also take a big step back and be like, oh, maybe this system really sucks shit. Maybe
I know that's a big thing, because stress is a huge factor in a lot of medical conditions, because stress can cause so many different conditions in so many different people, because stress can surface itself in weird ways. But that requires us as a society to completely change the structure of how we run as a society, right? So for doctors, all they can really do is treat the symptoms, because they can't as a doctor fundamentally be like, oh yeah, just don't work as much. It's like, hey, I need money to pay bills that I can't afford anyway.
Your natural state of mind shouldn't be panic desperation at all times. And that said, medications are an amazing thing to have. They have saved God knows how many lives of people that I know personally. And I'm not blindly encouraging everyone to just be like, guys, pharmaceuticals are the answer to everything. Just don't try for any systemic change and just keep taking pills. Absolutely not. There's a fucking happy medium in here somewhere. That said, I do have an overwhelming amount.
Medical niches. This is a generally put into practice in integrative medicine and neuropathy medicine, though the balance varies from practitioner to practitioner. Exactly. You need to find the right balance where it's like not quite pseudoscience. I mean, my grandmother used to take stinging nettle and rub it onto her arthritic joints because she saw somewhere something about that happening, and instead of actually going and getting treatment for her arthritic joints. Like there's definitely a fine line, and you have to find it. And we need to do more research in what is the fine line, right? Because like exercise and eating healthy and movement and touching grass, those are all great things. But like if the system is broken and you're sad because the system is broken and you can't afford to live, no amount of exercise and eating healthy or pills is going to fix that.
Of faith in the modern medical system. Not because it's, you know, big mainstream modern medicine, but because of the diligent work of the countless brilliant minds in the field who are genuinely motivated by wanting to make the world a better place. Modern medicine is an absolute fucking miracle to which there is truly no parallel on the planet. And so while I have problems with like the modern medical industry and the pharmaceutical industry, I am all for the groundbreaking research and developments in modern medicine that is literally the reason all of us are here right now.
Exactly. Like insulin is fantastic, great invention. Should it be costing an arm and a leg just to get it for people who need the life-saving freaking medication? No.
Now, I love me a bowl of chicken soup and a mug of hot tea, and I do think there's something to be said for alternative medicines, but they are by no means a replacement for modern, researched, proven medical practices. Anyway, that was a bit of a fucking ramble, but I really wanted to share where I stand on these topics of health, because I know that if Shane or any of his diehards are watching something like this, it'll be far too easy to just pin me as being like, oh, there's Milo, he's one of those guys who's like, yes, Bill Gates, pump me full of pharmaceuticals, just like serve me 15 Big Macs. I'm gonna, you know, I have a Camelback with white Monster in it that I'm just chugging at all times. No, that's not me at all. I'm also a complete fucking hippie when it comes to this shit, okay? But I'm a hippie with a fucking functioning brainstem.
Also, white Monster's fine in moderation. It's just caffeine and vitamins, okay? Don't be like, oh my god, I can't drink my white Monster. Just don't drink it all the time. Moderations. The dose makes the poison.
Perfect timing for the chemtrails. That one smells like jet fuel. So while here I have identified the places that me and Shane's ideas and ideologies overlap, this is where the similarities end. Shane, like many conspiracy theorists, identifies very legitimate symptoms of a problem and then completely misunderstands what that problem is and misattributes it to something and goes completely off the rails trying to understand it.
Where we vary on that subject is that I believe it's nefarious, and I guess he believes it's more like just corporate greed, which could be considered nefarious. But I think that the agrochemical companies at the tip top are completely hand in hand with the other elements of control in the world today that are going on.
That's that whole freaking conspiracy. Like, you're giving them too much credit. They're not that smart, Shane. They're not that smart. It's all about money for them. And like, maybe sometimes they partner up and do things, but like, thinking it's all connected. These like big bad evil. What are we, like a superhero comic?
I believe it's intentional to basically affect humans negatively. And you could say on the first level, it's like, oh, because you make them sick and then you profit because they're sick and then they need to go to like big pharma. That's one level. I think it's deeper than that. I don't think this is profit derived. I don't think this is profit driven. I think that this extends past that.
Oh, he thinks they're the devil. It's definitely profit driven. Trust me, it's profit driven.
But anyways, we actually agree. We quite agree on this issue.
See, when Shane's talking about these health issues, even the ones that him and I agree on, he's not really talking about the actual systemic problems that they are, or the actual reasons these health problems exist. Instead, he's talking about chemtrails and fluoride and vaccine misinformation and how 5G is a mind control device. I talk a lot about pseudoscience and misinformation, particularly in kind of the field of pseudoarchaeology. And it'll be no surprise to you that my general thesis on pseudoarchaeology is that it's a bad thing. But if pseudoarchaeology is a bad thing, pseudo-health can be outright dangerous. See, most of Shane's health-related fear-mongering has pretty much no scientific basis whatsoever. From 5G as a mind control, to fluoride calcifying our pineal gland, to atrazine being put in our food to turn us all into women or something. After all, as far as...
Also, I'm sorry, but is the worst thing to be a woman? Is that what Shane is implying? That the worst thing in the world is to be a woman?
I know, Shane has absolutely no medical knowledge whatsoever, and it fucking shows.
Have you got any info on CPAP machines and microplastics? Straight to the brain. Well, let me Google what the hell CPAP is. Is that like a pap smear?
Because he will...
Shane, do you know what a pap smear is?
Rattle off pretty much any pseudo-health conspiracy imaginable completely uncritically. Shane, of course, being an open-minded and critical thinker, blindly trusts all of these conspiracy theories because they support his pre-existing worldview. And then, of course, following that train of logic, he expects his audience to trust him more than, you know, the knowledge of every doctor on the entire planet, despite him not having any medical experience and falling for pretty much every single conspiracy under the sun. I'd almost believe he wasn't a massive grifter more if there was like a few conspiracies that he didn't believe in. Like, even with Philip Zeba, there was a few things where he'd be like, okay, this one's just ridiculous. And granted, it was stuff like, you know, the Hollow Earth that is literally as ridiculous as you can possibly get. But like, at least even Philip had like a threshold where he was like, okay, like, this has gone a little far. Shane doesn't really seem to have that.
No,
he will believe
doesn't.
any information so long as it wasn't said by someone with any credibility. No, this pseudo-health misinformation is...
Oh, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was exclusively men that he listened to, because guys like that tend to only listen to and respect other guys like that. It's like they see something in that, and it's like this fatherly thing. Oh my God, look at daddy telling me what to do. It's this weird mindset that some of these guys like that have, where it's just like, well, I'll trust anybody that's like me saying something that I agree with that could possibly be something that I could agree with.
Obviously very bad on its own. But this is only really the first part of this problem. See, if he was promoting all of this pseudo-health bullshit, but then was at least giving, like, actual health advice afterwards, I would feel a little bit more sympathy towards it. Because then at least even if he's full of shit, like, people might be taking away, you know, good positive things from it and making actually some positive health change in their life. But he isn't encouraging people to, eat more organic foods and go on more walks and get better sleep. Instead, the big takeaway from all of his fear-mongering every single time without fail is that if you want to do something about these issues, well, then you got to use my promo code to buy supplements. See, most of the folks I've discussed are...
And that's the thing that's the worst. It's like he's encouraging people to not even giving proper advice, which, again, I would disagree with here with Milo. Like, in some ways, like, you should not be shrilling for organics, because even like the organics label, to be certified as organic, you need to pay an expensive amount to get that certified organics label. And there's so many farms that would almost qualify. They just can't afford that organics label. So what you should do is buy local produce from local farms when you can, right? Because that'll be less travel time, so it'll be fresher. And don't listen to people who are trying to sell you supplements.
are directly financially invested in the spread of misinformation. They make videos about pseudoscience bullshit, and then they profit from it through ad revenue and building their following and allowing them to go on podcasts and shit.
I wonder how much he makes from the supplements.
Now, this is absolutely the case with Shane, don't get me wrong, but Shane takes it a step further. See, Shane is not only profiting off of the creation of pseudoscientific misinformation videos, but he is then using those misinformation videos as a sales pitch to sell pills. This gives Shane's whole internet presence a sort of, like, MLM snake oil scam vibe that is pretty unique in the people I've talked about here. Farming engagement through clickbait and fear-mongering is bad, but
there's this guy in the health sphere. His name's Bobby. I don't know his full name, and I probably wouldn't put it here anyway. But he does a very similar thing. He goes to the grocery stores, insults the food that's there, shows you the more expensive version that he would sell you, and then also sells supplements. I hate Bobby.
Fear-mongering and then marketing that you have the solution is much, much worse. The outcome of this sales pitch is you now have scared, paranoid people purchasing and ingesting a product that they likely know very little about. And the tone and approach that Shane has to these videos, whether it's knowingly or unknowingly, works absolutely perfectly to prey on paranoid, fearful people. And potentially on folks who, due to the failings of the system, are lower income and are therefore less trusting of the systems as they feel like they have been failed by them. This means that Shane's supplement sales pitches are perfectly calibrated to target people who are both societally and financially vulnerable.
And they're going to take the little tiny bit of money they have and send it on a Shane's stupid pills.
Leading people from these groups to put their trust and money towards a product that they know very little about for reasons that may or may not even be true. To illustrate this point, I'd like to share a comment with you that I found on one of Shane's videos. I wish I could, but I can't afford it, so I just pray for God to give me strength. This genuinely breaks my fucking heart. It is so fucking unfair for this person to be made to feel as though them and their family are in immediate danger and that they don't have any power to do anything about it because they don't have enough money.
This goes back to like the idea of pushing more expensive food because it's quote unquote healthier and the other foods are quote unquote dangerous, instead of these influencers who have lots of money actually trying to influence and change the way we structure our system to help these people afford more food. Instead, they make them feel guilty and bad for the food that they can't afford. Like, it's not good enough. You're killing yourself. And that's horrible. I hate it. Like, because in the end, like, some of the food, yeah, like going to fast food is not going to be the most healthy. But if that's all you can afford, eating is better than not eating. And I will die on that hill, no matter what you are eating, unless it's like poison. Obviously, don't be eating nightshades unless it's like tomatoes. That's fine. But you know what I mean.
This, like, genuinely turns my fucking stomach. I don't have another way to put it. This isn't a person who's been empowered to take action. This is someone that has been scared and then told that the only cure is something that is inaccessible to them. It is the type of sales pitch that is perfectly suited to picking the pockets of people who are already terrified by fanning the flames of their paranoia. I really want to, in good faith, believe that Shane and this company are not marketing things in this way for this reason, and that they aren't knowingly, like, sitting together and being like, how can we prey on poor people? And I'm sure that if Shane were to respond to this in any way, it would be some sort of dismissal, and he would say that this isn't intentional or that I'm reading into it too much. But personally, I don't really give a fuck, because put bluntly, your intentions do not matter at all. The only thing that matters is the results. And these are the fucking results. No, I don't know anything about this company, Chalk.com. I'm not a doctor or a health specialist. This is completely out of my wheelhouse. So I'm not going to sit here and try and tell you whether or not the supplements on the Chalk website actually do the things that they claim to.
So they can't. They can claim whatever they want. For those who don't know, supplements in most countries are unregulated, which means that they can pretty much say whatever they want as long as they're not, I think there's like certain words they're not allowed to use that are highly regulated words. But then other than that, they can pretty much claim whatever they want and they don't have to prove it at all. I think the only thing they have to worry about is if the supplement is killing people. If people start dying with the supplement, then people are gonna be like, okay, like that's kind of suspicious. So they can just claim anything. Somebody can just put like ginger powder into a bottle and be like, this will cure all diseases, and literally there's nothing that's put in place to protect anybody from that, right? And that's something we need to systemically change about the world. We need to hold supplements to some kind of standard, because they can be not even bioavailable to you, but they can claim to have 100% of your daily vitamin in vitamin A and could not even be biologically available to you, but they could still make that claim, and it's disgusting.
But what I am here to tell you is my opinion. And my opinion is that when I see a product that is advertised with a sales pitch like this, it sets off some fucking alarm bells.
Bags of chocolate powder to help people's brains during the spiritual war. This is
Spiritual war?
organic cacao from Bolivia. It stimulates stem cell production. It's believed to decalcify the pineal gland. It boosts oxytocin production, and it boosts your gut microbiome massively.
How does it boost my gut microbiome? What's in it, Shane, that boosts my gut microbiome?
Plus, it's delicious. Kids can have it as well. Chalk shilajit that's in the chalk.
You're shrilling it to children?
Daily, this is the #1 supplement for men that boosts total testosterone 21% in 90 days.
Why? How does it do that, Shane? How does it do that? Because wouldn't that be, if it boosted that much, wouldn't that be considered a doping drug then?
Plus, as a hormone optimizer, it increases fertility.
What's a hormone optimize? What is optimizing hormones? What does that do? What does that mean, Shane?
For ladies, the hot water purified shilajit, which is believed to decalcify the pineal gland. It detoxes heavy metals, microplastics, pesticides, glyphosate, atrazine, major reproductive organ function enhanced, and it's healthy hair, skin, and nails. It boosts your endocrine function. Not only is this pro-fertile, it's a hormone optimizer. It boosts testosterone for men, balance hormones for women.
I need to know what the ingredients are. I bet they're going to be like, it's just going to be like ashwagandha root or something stupid like that.
It increases brain function as well. And it
How does it increase brain functions? What's in it?
induces neurogenesis, the production of new brain cells.
See, I can't tell you what these supplements do. Maybe they're good, maybe they're bad, maybe they're just completely inert. I have no fucking idea. But what I do know is that I have absolutely no trust at all in someone who peddles widely debunked pseudoscience and health misinformation and then tries to sell me a solution to it. See, in the United States, supplements and vitamins are regulated under something called the DSHEA, or the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act, which means that the manufacturers of vitamins and supplements are the ones who need to make sure that they actually work as advertised and are safe.
Exactly. So the companies are held accountable, but that doesn't mean that anybody else is fact checking them.
The biggest implication of this is that products that fall under the DSHEA do not have to have any pre-market approval by the FDA. You know, the Food and Drug Administration, the group in charge of testing the safety of, pharmaceuticals and food. Now again, I'm definitely not saying that I put my 100% trust in the FDA. Like I said earlier, they definitely have their issues, but I trust them a whole hell of a lot more than a random guy on Instagram literally wearing tinfoil on his head. The fact that vitamins and supplements don't have to be regulated by the FDA is one of the reasons why you see so many vitamin and supplement scams, because these products don't have to undergo very rigorous testing before going on the market. And so when someone tries to sell you a pill or a powder that they claim is going to solve all of your problems, normally you're just kind of supposed to take their fucking word for it. And again, I'm not saying this is the case with all vitamins and supplements.
Do not say instead, reduce hypertension, support blood pressure already in normal range. Reduce cholesterol, support health cholesterol levels in the normal range. Fights diabetes, supports healthy blood sugar levels. Eliminate cold and flu, promotes healthy immune function. See, because they can't say A, they have to say B. But they're, oh my God, reduces bone loss, promotes bone health. Oh, that's so disgusting.
And I don't even really know if that's the case here. But again, alarm bells. Remember, we're critically thinking here, people. You're supposed to be, sifting information.
I wonder if there's like a health doctor or like one of the more health focused like YouTubers / content creators have talked about these particular supplements before. And have actually done the research into whether they're actually considered a good supplement or not. I'm really curious if anybody has done that before. If you have heard of somebody do that, please let me know in the comments below.
As it enters your brain. The fact that these supplements are probably unregulated by the FDA, of course, will not matter at all to Shane's potential buyers. Like any other pseudoscientist health nut, Shane does a lot of fear-mongering about the FDA, and so in a weird ass-backwards way, the fact that these supplements aren't approved by the FDA almost becomes a selling point. Oh yeah, that one's going right overhead. That's the good stuff. I think they're spraying me with fucking, oh god, it's working. Anyway, Shane makes some really bold claims about the supplements he's selling. From detoxing microplastics and heavy metals and atrazine and pesticides, to decalcifying your pineal gland and increasing brain function. These pills and products seem to be pretty much capable of doing anything.
The higher your frequency is, the more you detox, the higher your vibrational frequency rate.
Vibrational frequency? Shane, how do I check my vibrational frequency?
Well, that attracts higher vibrational people, circumstances, and opportunities.
Are you saying if I take care of my vibration, I'll vibrate myself to success?
After Aloha and Selena started taking their chalk, Selena got hired at her dream job.
Oh my god. No. I'm so glad I'm censoring Shane over here. I can't believe it. Look at this terrible. Oh my god.
Aloha got offered a gig for $250,000 a year, literally like 8 days into taking his chalk. It could be coincidence, but is there any coincidences?
Now,
yes, there is.
as far as this company, Chalk, goes, again, I'm not a doctor, I don't really know anything about this. But my issue isn't really with this company. In fairness, some of the compounds advertised on their site seem to actually do have actual research backing them up. For example, Tongkat Ali and Shilajit complex do have actual proven research showing that it could
Tongkat Ali on stress hormone, mood state in moderate stress subject. I've never heard of Tongkat Ali. I wonder what it's from. I mean, they only test 63 subjects and 32 men and 31 women. So that's not really it's a study worth like trying to investigate more in. Oh, it's ginseng. Ginseng has some more studies than just these. But then at that point, wouldn't it just be better to eat fresh ginseng? But yeah, these are like, yeah. They could give you more means to research it.
Increase testosterone in men. And from what I've seen on their website and from the limited understanding that I have of their products, I haven't seen anything that's like blatantly false advertising. But again, this isn't my wheelhouse, and I would be very interested if there's any other creators out there that specialize in health-related things to have a little bit of a deeper look at this. If you guys know any creators that you feel like this would be in their wheelhouse, maybe let them know about this video or tell them to get in touch or share it with me in the comments or something, and I'll get in touch with them, and maybe I'll do a little piece with them in the next one, because I would like to look into this a little more, but I just don't understand it. But until we have an expert opinion on this, here's my question. Why in the fuck would you, as a company, be okay with your product being promoted through widely debunked and harmful misinformation?
Yeah, I'm surprised they even still want to work with him, unless they are also absolutely corrupt and pieces of shit.
If a company is selling products that they claim are good for your health, and they're okay with those products being marketed by a guy who's pushing a ton of, vaccine misinformation, I don't really have the utmost faith that that company has the best interests of my health in mind. If I was going in to get an operation and I overheard one of the surgeons talking about how they didn't believe in germ theory, I probably wouldn't go through with that operation.
Oh,
okay,
100%.
It's getting really hot out here. I think I'm gonna finish this at another point, because I'm roasting.
He's back.
Oh no, the cloud seeding. It's working. These clips were only filmed 30 seconds apart, guys. And in that time, there was a bunch of fucking airplanes and the contrails. It just changed the weather immediately. Remember, guys, I'm a critical thinker. I don't believe in climate change, but I do believe in the Jewish weather space laser. Okay, what the fuck was I talking about again? Now, this is not Shane's company. And I think it's important while talking about this to sort of be able to separate the two. Because Shane is just an affiliate or a sponsor of of this company and their products. Now, according to the company website, this means that Shane could be getting about 20% of the proceeds from all of the sales that he makes with people using his promo code. I work in the creator space too, guys, as you could probably tell, and let me tell you, that's a pretty fucking good cut. I obviously don't really know the terms and conditions that Shane Vibes and Chalk put to paper when they decided to do these partnerships. So maybe he's getting a flat rate on top of this, maybe he's not, maybe it's just percentages, I don't really know. Whatever the cut is that he's getting from sales, I think is fair in the grand scheme of things, but the reason the cut concerns me is not because of how much it is, it's the fact that it incentivizes him to just keep pushing this shit as hard as possible, which means that there is a colossal conflict of interest here. I'm so pissed off I'm putting my hair down, goddammit. See, this isn't just like a normal sponsorship, like, you know, a creator promoting a VPN or something. Obviously, a creator.
Why are so many creators promoting VPNs? Like, it's, I mean, whatever, but it's like, it's crazy. Like, VPNs are like getting in every single creator space.
Under an agreement like that is incentivized to say good things about the product so people buy it, so they get clicks and all that stuff. But the conflict of interest arises here in that Shane is financially invested in continuing to promote misinformation about people's health.
Also, to add to this, there's a few different ways a company sponsors, right? There's an affiliate link, which is what Milo's talking about, what Shane has, which means for every purchase through the affiliation link, Shane gets 20% of that commission. So if somebody spends $100 using Shane's link, Shane will get $20, right? Makes sense. But there's also sponsorships where there's a flat rate. So they'll contact, usually how it works is they'll contact the content creator or the content creator's like staff, depending on how big the content creator is, and they'll be like, oh, if you do a 1 minute segment in your video, we'll pay you like $2,000. And usually those will not come with affiliation links. They'll just be promoting something. And so those, they don't necessarily have to say something super positive about it because they're not trying to encourage click-through because they're getting a flat rate. Then you're gonna get a little bit more of an honest review of the product or an honest opinion about the product. When there's an affiliation link, there's more incentivization to encourage people to also buy the product. So there's more likely going to be a little bit of lying, a little bit of exaggerating the truth, trying to get people to also buy it.
Because if people are then scared by this health disinformation,
also, sometimes there'll be an affiliation link and a flat rate pay.
They will be more likely to buy his supplements that he will then get a cut of. So his anecdotes about health through all of his videos are not motivated by, research and honesty, or even as a direct stakeholder in the company who is invested in making sure that this product.
To avoid confusion, stakeholder means having something to gain or lose based on the company's success, not to be confused with stockholders or shareholders who who are tied by financial shares and have more formal influence. Chalk is a private company, which means people can't buy shareholders or become shareholders or stockholders.
Is promoted accurately and fairly. Instead, all of these anecdotes are motivated by him needing to sell more supplements by any means necessary. And he will seemingly say pretty much anything to push that envelope. It doesn't matter if there's any evidence that chemtrails are decreasing your sperm count, or if this bottle of pills is going to do anything about that problem, whether or not it does exist. But what does matter is that if what he's saying is convincing enough and scary enough, people might want to buy these supplements. And big man Shane could be getting 20% of that. In essence, the way I see it, Shane is making probably a pretty good living off of manufacturing a problem and then selling you the solution to it. And so he is incentivized to push this as hard as fucking possible. Shane is personally and financially invested in the spread of dangerous misinformation, not only as the subject of his content, but as a sales pitch for a product that he will directly profit off of. So what does Shane's audience think about this? After all, they are the ones who are exposed to this non-stop barrage of ads. As will probably be disappointed, but not all that surprised to know, a lot of the videos where he's promoting these things have comments that are full of people using his, type in free in the comments to get more information. But I've also started to notice a trend.
I wonder how many of them are just bots too.
that there is an increasing amount of his audience that are starting to get wise to the fact that almost everything he says is a sales pitch. It's hilarious how every video on this account says basically nothing and then is ultimately just an ad for some supplements. What a sellout. I love how you take any chance to advertise your product anywhere. This whole channel is a fear-mongering ad for a supplement brand, lol. I love it. Me too, dude. I also love it. I love it so much that I'm making fucking multiple videos about this shit. Jesus Christ. Never fucking thought this would be what I'm doing with my life, but this is what I'm doing with my life. I hope it's making some kind of fucking difference. Even if if I can make just one person smile, oh my fucking God. If I can make just one person see this video and think to themselves, maybe I shouldn't just buy a bottle of pills from some guy online because he told me that my balls are gonna fall off, then it will have all been worth it. Now, when Shane started to get a little bit of pushback from his audience for, grifting too close to the sun, he started to change his tone a little bit. I noticed that towards the end of June, Shane was still posting fucking constantly, literally constantly. But around this point, only about half of the promotions in his videos were for chalk supplements. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. Maybe Shane thought to himself, look, I'm, peddling dangerous misinformation here, so maybe I'll just, do it like half the time. Or maybe Shane was like, my audience seems to not really be reacting well to me peddling these products all the time, and so reading the room for my audience, maybe I'll tone it down a little bit out of respect for them to show that I'm actually listening to them. I was at least hoping it was, something like that. I don't know why I would hope it would be something like that. Perhaps that's foolish of
You just you believe in the best of people, Milo.
me. So I looked into this pattern a little bit more to see what the deal was with these videos where he wasn't promoting supplements. And I found that I was giving him way too much credit once again.
No.
See, on paper, yes, about half the videos that Shane was posting around this time period did not include a direct promotion for supplements. Oh, there we go, day 2 of chemtrails. Fuck yeah. This makes me want to eat some lab-grown beef and wash it down with a big milkshake, just all soy milk. As it turns out, in these videos, Shane was promoting something new. And that was, of course, to come check out his real truth bombs over on where the fuck else but right-wing social media cesspool Rumble.
This is my first time ever hearing about Rumble. I've never heard of this. I thought, I don't even know. Maybe it's a good thing I don't know.
At this point, guys, I felt like I was hitting a fucking wall. I was like, I have been working on this fucking series for literally like 3 months. This goddamn guy will not stop posting videos. I literally cannot even watch through all the shit he posts. Every video I watch of his takes like fucking at least 2 months off of my life. And now I learned that he's going live on Rumble every single day for 3 fucking hours. I was like, I finally met a fucking guy that talks even more than I do. And I don't even know if I can keep up with this shit. Safe to say, I felt like my exposure to Shane was beginning to reach like toxic levels. Like it was beginning to accumulate in my body and breach my blood-brain barrier. Seeing as detoxing from Shane's poisonous misinformation was not one of the advertised features of hot water purified shilajit from chalk, I was at a complete loss for what to do. I was not keen on really hearing anything else this guy had to say, especially in a shithole like Rumble. But I knew that if I was gonna do this story justice, I had to take one for the team. But before I could take one for the team, my team took one for me. One morning I woke up and I opened up my laptop and I was getting ready to start working and I had a message from one of my editors. And it read something along the lines of, me and some of the team tuned in to watch one of Shane's Rumble live streams last night. And Milo, you're gonna fucking love this.
Get ready to run.
What my team ended up sending me was a 15-minute highlight reel of one of Shane's Rumble live streams that was 3 hours long. Okay, technically this recording came from Twitter and not from Rumble, but I would assume that it was probably the same live stream on both platforms since Shane has not seemingly mastered the ability to manipulate time. So pissed off, I'm putting my hair back up now. I went into this not really knowing what to expect from a Shane Vibes live stream, and somehow, despite that, I was still surprised by it.
Oh, I don't know if we're ready for this. I don't know if we're ready for this.
Okay, so firstly, the strategy that Shane uses in his shorts to push his Rumble live streams is really funny. It's almost the exact same script as the one where he's selling supplements, just with a few minor modifications. With the supplement pitches, he'll end his video by talking about chemtrails and fluoride and how we need a detox, and that'll segue him very smoothly into saying, and that's why you should buy hot water purified shilajit from Chalk. His Rumble videos are a little bit different. Instead of the lead-in to his hook being chemtrails and fluoride, it's everyone's favorite, but I can't talk about this here. Now, the rest of his story is something that I just can't talk about on Instagram, but information like this is being suppressed. And of course, using that whiny, juvenile fucking bullshit as a reason why you should come watch his live streams over on Rumble.
There's some funny things going on that affect all of us that we can't fully discuss on a mainstream platform due to obvious reasons. The other side of the story you're not hearing on Instagram because of censorship. We're going to be
oh my goodness.
live streaming tonight discussing this and many other things. This is in Florida that can't necessarily be mentioned on Instagram. But that's not something I can go too deep into on here. That's what I save for my uncensored free speech Rumble live streams. If you want to hear the truth, uncensored, unfettered about this scenario, comment Rumble below and I'll send you a link to my live stream channel. There's a whole lot more going on here that we can discuss. Once you get the link, make an account, follow me, and turn on live notifications so you know when I'm live.
I absolutely love this hook. It's perfection. I have no notes. It is an ambrosia, a perfect mixture of the pseudoscience, anti-intellectualism of the supplement peddling, mixed with the contrarian victim complex that so many conspiracy theorists seem to have. It's like that video from the Philip Zeba series where he had like a laser dot on his head. It was like, bro, I can't talk about this anymore.
Yo, I gotta go. I've said too much.
Like, bro, nobody is coming after you. You're like a 6-foot white dude.
Oh my god, we can't talk about this here. Comment Twitch if you want a link to my live streams and we can talk about it over there.
Paying $2K a month to live in one of those fucking like dorm rooms for adults. I promise you, the foot soldiers of the shadow Illuminati are not sitting around pulling their hair out like, oh fuck guys, Shane made another video, we gotta do something. While this is a small example of this kind of language, this narrative is a crucial component of the brainwashing that conspiracy theorists will do to their victims. See, most people with half a brain aren't really keen on a bunch of morons spreading dangerous and harmful misinformation, and so conspiracy theorists and grifters often get a lot of pushback from, you know, fucking everyone. Now, while the appropriate response to receiving criticism or pushback is to acknowledge it in good faith and see if there's any way that you could improve your actions, conspiracy theorists can't do this.
Yep, so if somebody says, hey, this is blah, 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 you acknowledging and apologizing and being like, okay, and you know, but like they can't do that because they rely on lies.
Since they don't have a leg to stand in the field that they're trying to grift off of, they can't give an inch to anybody. After all, acknowledging criticism is a sign of weakness, and much of their audience is under this sort of black and white mindset that things are either right or wrong. So if a conspiracy theorist or grifter actually starts to acknowledge criticism that's levied against them, they might start to lose some of their following. And if they lose their following, and people start to listen to actual science, who the fuck are they supposed to sell pills to? And this is where the victim narrative strategy comes in to save the day. Want to know how to make your victims disregard every single negative thing ever said about you without you having to address any of it? Simple. Just say, that's the mainstream narrative. You see those people pushing the mainstream narrative? They're trying to silence me. This is all proof that there's a big cover-up, that they don't want me to speak the truth. And this line of reasoning will work perfectly, because the anti-establishment, anti-intellectual audience loves this narrative. It reinforces their worldview, after all. You know what? Everyone is lying to me, and this guy agrees. He's bravely going out there and saying the truth, and he
Isolation, a common cult tactic, creating a closed system of information with dogmatic commitment, alienating followers outside relations, further isolating them. It's a self-perpetuating cycle, strengthening by the perception of precaution.
He's being punished for it by them. But I know that even if they came for him and the walls closed in and everyone was against him, he would stand for what he believes.
Is Shane a cult?
I don't know why everyone stands against him. Maybe because he's a fucking idiot. If you follow someone who has to use this fucking language of like, see, everyone's out silencing me, you should maybe ask yourself, why is it that every single person disagrees with you? Is that their problem or is that your fucking problem? Like, I've had a few friends in my life who have been like, you know, oh, every friend I've ever had has left me. They were all just fake friends and they were terrible to me. And I'm like, interesting. I wonder what the story is with that. And then, you know, fast forward like a few years and you're like, oh, I get it now. It wasn't them, it was you. This is actually kind of an interesting point to talk about though, because this is one of the many ways that conspiracy theories function a lot like cults. Because these exact narratives of contrarian, self-victimizing delusions of grandeur are directly out of the cult playbook as well. First, it's just asking questions. We're just challenging the paradigm a little bit. And then it's that there's a lie and you can't trust them. And you can't trust the science or your family. In fact, the only one you can trust is me. I'm the one who's looking out for you. I'm the one that can take care of you. I'm the one that you can trust. And if you leave, you're gonna be all alone out there with them. Once the only person that they can trust is you, you can make them do anything, whether that be buying supplements or drinking Kool-Aid. What I'm trying to say is don't take this shit fucking lightly, people. I know there's gonna be people in the comments saying, it's not that deep, you're reading into it too much. And I'm sure that if Shane does say anything about these videos, it will be something along those lines as well. So not to pull out the fucking therapy speak here, people, but don't let them fucking gaslight you. This is the reason I talk about there being a fucking pipeline. Well, you guys hear that? It's the thought police. They're coming to take me away. Intermission, everyone go grab a palm full of blueberries, okay? Do I have dirt on my ass?
Wait, where are you getting the blueberries from? I don't have blueberries.
Probably. It's pretty good. Oh my God. Okay, what the fuck are we talking about? Okay, now that you understand the sales pitch strategy, let's have a little look at this live stream. Because it is just...
Oh, I'm scared.
It's just fucking amazing. Okay, we're gonna just start off with a random clip here. Editors, pick something. Run that shit.
What are the odds? Like, when was the last time?
I love how he has the Chad mode chalk stuff behind him like that.
A fireworks facility blew up. And why now did it happen twice in 7 days? Very concerning. Very concerning indeed.
You see what I mean? Like, I don't know what I was expecting. I should have expected exactly this, but like I was holding out in my head that like there's gonna be some really like, I don't know, it was gonna be worth it, you know? Aside from whatever it is he's saying, there's gonna be two things that you notice here. Firstly, and most notably, is that he is wearing a metal triangle on his head. I don't know what the fucking deal is with this triangle.
Yeah, you know, we've seen the picture with him wearing the metal triangle this whole entire time, so it blended in. But I'm like, why?
Sometimes he wears it in his short form video, and sometimes he'll cover it with tinfoil as well. I don't know if this is a bit or if he like actually thinks this is doing something. I'm like so torn between if Shane is like a grifter who actually believes in what he's saying, or a grifter who just doesn't give a flying fuck what he's saying. I imagine the truth is
it's hard to tell, honestly, because it could be both.
Somewhere in the middle, but I can't actually imagine someone putting themselves online with this thing on their head and thinking that it actually does something. Like, it feels like something that's just made to drum up engagement with, I mean, to be fair, it fucking worked.
I mean, yeah, you put a triangle on your head, insert triangle on my head, people are gonna comment being like, what's it with the triangle on your head? And that's the thing, the algorithm loves comments. It loves comments. And when people are having arguments in the comments, algorithm eats that shit up. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Please find the comments below to push this video in the algorithm.
But is this really the engagement you want, Shane? Was it worth it? Thankfully, he actually addresses this thing that he's wearing on his head in this video, so I didn't have to look into it anymore. So here's what he has to say on this.
I would imagine for sure there's more benefits to ingesting superfoods than to just putting a pyramid-shaped object on your head, even though that is badass too.
You know, Shane, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I actually have to agree with you. I would imagine that there are undoubtedly more health benefits to eating superfoods than there are to wearing a pyramid-shaped object on your head.
Superfoods, marketing term. There is no such thing scientifically, but in terms it's used to label food as nutrient-rich with extra supposed health benefits. Listicles may include examples such as kale, flaxseed, turmeric, quinoa, and cranberries. The funny thing is, that's not what's being marketed as superfoods as much, because like kale is a superfood, but it's pretty common, so people don't actually talk about kale being a superfood. Oftentimes it's going to be really expensive superfoods like goji berries and acai, because they're not readily available, and is trying to upsell you expensive things, because like quinoa and cranberries and turmeric are something you can is affordable and available to you. But acai, that's imported and expensive.
In fact, I would go so far as to say that I do not know if there are any benefits to wearing a pyramid-shaped object on your head. And if there are, I can guarantee you that none of those benefits is looking badass. Looking like a fucking napkin holder, maybe, but like a badass, I don't think so. But secondly, and much more importantly than the fucking napkin holder he's wearing on his head, is the fact that he is posted up in front of a giant pile of supplements, which is because these live streams are just gigantic ads for supplements.
Of course they are.
This means that in all of the short form videos he makes,
I feel like I'm not min-maxing my earning potential. I need to start shrilling for something, because I'm poor. Buy my merch.
where he's not promoting supplements, he is instead promoting his live stream, so you come over there so he can sell you supplements there instead. What I'm trying to say is that this means that pretty much every single piece of content Shane makes is, without exception, an ad read for fucking supplements. My amazing editorial team did a little bit more digging into this. Thank you guys, I just can't fucking take it anymore. And they were the ones that informed me that Shane goes live on Rumble and Twitter. Was it 3 hours every day or was it 4? It might actually be 4.
We go live every day between noon and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
He goes live on Rumble every single day for fucking hours.
Every day? How is he editing for his Instagram as well? Because like I can only stream 3 days and I still like have to record and edit and even then I'm not posting like freaking 19 times a day. How? But I'm just like one woman.
Now, I have to imagine that sort of streaming schedule, on top of him posting sometimes up to 30 short-form videos every single day, is like it's like a full-time job. Supplement promo codes are like his full-time job. I guess I was a little bit wrong when I said earlier that Shane's business model is peddling misinformation. His 9 to 5 is pushing promo codes for supplements. You know, a little piece of me, man to man, has to respect it a tiny bit. You know, guy's gotta do what a guy's gotta do to support his family. I respect that. I happen to know that Shane has a kid, so I know that he's got at least 2 mouths to feed. I don't know if mother is in the picture as well, but that would be 3. Maybe she's working as well. I don't fucking know what the situation is. But man's gotta work. I totally understand.
I do agree with that, you know, like I agree that, you know, you have to make money and like the system is fundamentally broken. And so we have to make money in means, you know, that not necessarily is going to be the best means. But like, I feel like there's better ways to shrill your supplements than that, you know?
Understand that. And, you know, our ultimate priority is to take care of you and your family.
I'm a father myself of 2.
But I have to ask myself, Shane, don't you have like, I don't know, did you go to fucking Voctech school or something like that? You know how to like make cabinets or some shit? Like, I get that like this is probably pretty fucking lucrative and you can work from home and all that, but like there's a whole lot of other jobs that you could do working from home where you don't have to humiliate yourself. It's hard, it's tough to only be able to see what's inside of your own head, you know? Like we only get to see our own perception of reality and we'll never get to fully understand what someone else's is like. So I'll never be able to understand the complex threads woven together that make up the mental fabric of Shane. But that is not going to stop me from unsolicitedly projecting my worldview onto him and questioning his decisions. I am a YouTuber after all, so while Shane's business model may be supplement promo codes, mine is unsolicited input. Okay, I also want to just say something very quickly here. I know I said this in the last video, but I need to say it again, especially because we're talking about Shane and live streams. Fucking don't. I don't think I said this at the beginning of this video, but I'm gonna say it again here. This video is not grounds for you to attack or harass Shane at all. I understand that we are definitely ripping him apart a little bit and you have every right to be frustrated about it and have your own opinions on it. But channel those opinions into like discussion, and all that. Do not channel it into being like, wow, you know what? I really disagree with this guy. I should go and harass him on every platform he has. That is fucking disgusting behavior. I know I'm being a bit of a dick here, but that is absolutely disgusting behavior, and I will not fucking stand for it. Me doing things like this to maybe get through to a creator or make people aware of issues like this or just entertain people a little bit is not remotely the same as droves of people going to a random person to harass and attack them. So I'm gonna say that again right now very clearly. Fucking don't. Regardless of what we think, Shane is a real actual person, a real guy, like a
We sure about that though?
a real living dude. And he has a kid and like a family and he, you know, thinks about things. And like, as a guy on the internet, I know we may seem fucking invincible, but like, we got fucking, you know, people can get under our fucking skin.
100%.
Right? So I would not wish upon my worst enemy, no matter how much I disagree with them.
You can have a discussion, a disagreeable discussion with somebody, but going and straight up insulting them, death threats, insulting their looks, insulting, like, it's not good. It's not good because you're not gonna, if anything, you're not gonna help the person because it's gonna just make them feel like they're being alienated even more and that they're right. Like, people are attacking. We are the people, right? Those people insulting him are the people that are attacking his beliefs, and you're pushing him even more deep down those rabbit holes.
I would never wish for droves of people to go and fucking harass them. I honestly think there are very few people on the internet who like actually deserve that. And you know, at least as it stands right now, Shane is definitely not one of those people. So anyway, that said, just be fucking respectful and like uphold the high bar, uphold the high bar. If you go and do shit like that, you will make all of us look fucking bad and you're a piece of shit. Okay, anyway, let's look at some fucking highlights from this goddamn live stream.
That is the Chad mode. It has a bunch of B vitamins in it as well, and niacin, which massively stimulates your circulatory system and your lymphatic system, possibly adding years to your life. I imagine so. If you detox
Possibly
chemicals that are toxic out of you, I imagine you'd also live longer. But
do you think if I bribed the dump truck over there, it would come bury me in dirt? It could possibly add years to your life. The word possibly is doing an absolutely immense amount of heavy lifting, a legally protecting amount of heavy lifting. This is what I mean of trying to separate the company and their products from Shane and his sales pitches. Because like, is this something that was like okayed by the company?
Oh, 100%. I actually do strongly believe the company 100% knows what their individuals are shrilling, and they know if they didn't like it, they would have shut it down already.
Was the company like, yo, Shane, our fucking dust can make you live longer? And Shane was like, yes, boss, I'm on it. I'll tell everyone that. Or were the founders of the company watching this live stream and they're like, oh shit, Shane's all hopped up on the cold water purified shilajit powder again, and he's talking about how how it can make you live forever. I have no idea what the case is here. And again, I'm not a doctor or a lawyer, but I can't help but feel like saying that a product could potentially increase your lifespan might breach some sort of ethical or legal boundary. Then there's this great bit where he enlightens us to the question we've all been wondering, which is, how does 5G work with chemtrails to control us?
the reason that they're spraying us with chemtrails, which I think is not news to anyone on here. We all know they're spraying us with some shit, right? Well, in that is conductive nanoparticles, conductive heavy metals, barium and aluminum and strontium and all this, right? Those are magnetic metals. And so, yes, Wi-Fi cell towers and smart meters interact with the conductive metals in you. Think about it, electromagnetic frequencies and conductive metal particles. There's a bit of a transmission going on. There's a bit of an interface going on. What? So that's another reason why you want to be chugging the Chad mode and detoxing the metals out of you. Not to mention the whistleblower who came out and said, if you put tinfoil in a microwave, see what happens. That's basically what's going to happen if they crank up the cell towers while everyone is full of these nano metals from the trails they're spraying on us. It's a
oh, my brain is rotting.
satanic plan. I don't know what to tell you. I know it's a bit freaky, but start fucking detoxing now and maybe we won't be so affected by it.
Holy fucking shit. It's a satanic plan, man. I don't know what to tell you. Oh my God, this is just, oh wow. Honestly, I kind of love that. I feel like I might have to do that as a bumper sticker. It's a satanic plan, man. I don't know what to tell you. Hey, quit harshing my fucking buzz here, bro. It's a satanic plan. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just a little guy, huh? I feel like if I was like 100% sure of a satanic plan, I'd have like a sense of urgency to it, you know? I'd be like, guys, holy shit, you're not gonna fucking believe this. This is insane. It's a satanic plan. Not Shane though. He's calm, cool, and collected, right? He's like, hey, look, you know, it's a satanic plan, but like, hey, what you gonna do about it? You know what you're gonna do about it? You're gonna buy my fucking supplement.
You're gonna chug, and
I'm gonna make 20%. Yeah, guys, I know it's a satanic plan. It's pretty crazy, but like, it's chill. Just click the fucking link in the bio, you know? So what the fuck does this even mean? They're gonna fill us with heavy metals so they can turn up the 5G to what, like, fucking microwave us? Again, I'm not a fucking physicist. I don't think that's how that works. Also, why? Wouldn't that just like kill everyone?
Well, how would they make money if we're all dead? Oh, because it's a satanic plan, Milo. They just want us all to die so Satan can live.
That the goal? Is the goal just to kill everyone? And if there was like, you know, evil overlord, you know, satanic plan, wouldn't there be a whole hell of a lot less convoluted ways to kill everyone if that's what they wanted to do for whatever fucking reason? I mean, like, Christ, this is the fucking, you know, Illuminati shadow Satan government, right? Like, don't you think they have the time, energy, and resources to come up with something a little less fucking ass backwards than spraying everyone with chemtrails so you can turn up the 5G towers so they all explode like it's fucking Kingsman? All right, guys, I got a plan. It's this crazy idea. There's gonna be this thing invented in like 70 years called 5G. And what we need to do to capitalize on it is start spraying people with chemtrails from all the airplanes that we're flying now. Then once we invent 5G, it's gonna react with the heavy metals from the chemtrails we've been spraying, and then we're gonna go to the comedically large switch in the Illuminati headquarters, and we're gonna pull it, and everyone's gonna explode. What do you mean the fucking chemtrails are also falling on us, the evil overlords that are actually verifiably out in the world right now doing evil shit? What do you mean this is a really fucking stupid idea? It's a satanic plan. I don't know what to tell you. Jesus Christ. You know, it's a bottomless wealth of entertainment, if nothing else. Okay, and then we got this part.
According to the word on the street, in some corners of the internet,
some corners of the internet,
these cell towers are being used to mass manipulate the frequency of the masses' consciousnesses and their mental state. And furthermore, if they crank them up, those magnetic frequencies interact with the heavy metals that are inside of us and alters your state of consciousness even further, which is why that one whistleblower said it's imperative to be detoxing.
Fuck, dude. They're
What's this one whistleblower?
Manipulating the frequency of the masses' consciousnesses? Oh, wow. We are cooked. Shane, I gotta come clean for you. This is a little embarrassing for me to admit because, you know, I'm the science guy over here, but I didn't even know that the masses' consciousnesses had a frequency, or that masses had a frequency, or that consciousnesses had a frequency for that matter. What frequency are the masses at exactly? I know for a fact it can't be 92.9 because that's WBOS, Boston's rock radio.
You're listening to 106.7, the frequency of the masses.
Oh, so I'm sorry to make you repeat yourself here, Shane, but what was your source for that again?
According to the word on the street, in some...
The word on the street of the internet. I didn't know the internet had a street.
Corners of the internet.
Uh-huh. Word on the street and some corners of the internet. Fuck, man. It's fucking watertight. You know, those guys, they've been doing some cutting edge research. You know, it feels like these days you can't even throw a stone without hitting some new publication from those folks over at some corners of the internet and on the street. I hear with their recent successes on publishing about the frequency of the masses, they're shifting their research grant funding to look deeper into the vibrational frequency of consciousness. Jesus. Fucking Christ, wow. You know, this would be absolutely idyllic if I wasn't doing what I'm doing right now. I'm in this beautiful garden. It's late July. There's a sea breeze blowing at me.
It's beautiful. I'm
drinking
jealous.
Wine. And I'm talking about this shit. You know, I gave Shane shit for, you know, what are you doing with...
I'm just sitting in my room at my desk with my AC, half of Luke cold water that's been sitting overnight in my water bottle, drinking my daily dose of microplastics, half asleep, achy knees from a run the night prior, and look, I could be where Milo is.
Your life, bro, but I'm doing this, so, you know, but hey, at least I'm here, you know? Fucking, fuck. Okay, I'm obviously taking the piss here, but my point with all of this is that all of these words that he is saying for some reason don't mean fucking anything. It is just like pseudo-scientist psychobabble word salad. The masses don't have a frequency. That does not fucking mean anything. This is language that is made to sound scientific so that he can prey on people so that he can sell them his fucking
Resonance frequency, what this is trying to sound like. An external frequency at which an object generates a maximum amplitude response, e.g. an opera singer vibration and breaking a glass with their voice. People do not have frequencies as we are not made of materials like glass. At most, an individual bone, tissue, etc. may. Well, yeah, because you could probably use a frequency to break a bone, but it would have to be a really high frequency.
Supplements. But more importantly than that, fucking life lesson number 1. If a guy is trying to sell you a bottle of pills and one of his reasons for why you should buy it is word on the street is you probably shouldn't buy the fucking pills. I talked a little bit earlier about the conflict of interest, about how he's not actually invested in giving people sound health advice. He's invested in giving people whatever narrative will make them buy his supplements. See, if he was just completely off his shit but giving people like, you know, solutions of things they could do in their own home, I'd be a little bit more amenable to it. Because it doesn't have this weird like fucking classist undertone to it. Like, ooh, yeah, sorry, you're actually too poor to escape from the satanic plan. Too bad. Should have capitalismed a little harder, fucking idiot. Like, ooh.
You should have been selling the supplements like I am, moron.
Ooh, dude, I'm really sorry. I know I just told you about the satanic plan, but actually you're too poor. Fuck, looks like you and your family are screwed, but like, best of luck out there. Anyway, I want to eat my words a little bit because in this live stream, Shane actually does give some advice for people who want to do something about these issues that he has made them very concerned about that isn't just buying his pills.
But otherwise, you could fast. A totally free way to detox metals would be doing like a serious fast, like a multi-day fast, water fast, juice fast, or whatever. But for some people, especially if they're working and stuff, it's kind of hard to not eat for several days in a row. You know what I mean?
Huh. You fucking think so, Shane? You think it might be hard for people to...
I bet Shane has never done a fast in his life.
I don't know. Not eat for several days in a row? There we go. Fuck. Groundbreaking research there, fucking Alexander Fleming. Oh my God. Look, guys, it's a satanic plan. They're coming for you and your family. And the best way to save yourself is to buy these pills. But like, if you're a fucking broke-ass bitch, the next best thing you could do is starve yourself for a few days. Jesus H. Christ. My man, you are on track for a fucking Nobel. You know, maybe in retrospect, I'm kind of glad that Shane isn't giving health advice other than supplements, because if
imagine he was giving actual health advice. Oh no.
Starving yourself is one of his sage pieces of wisdom. I don't really know if that's more detrimental to more people than the supplements thing. I just can't believe that. That's crazy. And then like I also can't help but think that like, wouldn't that mean like, okay, so you starve yourself for 3 days, just, you know, an easy thing to do that's super good for you. And then, you know, those 3 days are done, you're fucking emaciated, you have no energy, you are, you know, lacking, like, you're malnourished. And then you're like, oh, thank God, I'm done with the Shane fast. I can finally go back to eating. And then let me guess, you start eating again and you're just ingesting all the same, the toxins that you know, purged through your fast anyway, right? So there's no point in doing that then. Right? Like, I mean, I guess that's the point, because it doesn't work, and then you have to take supplements, and that's the only way that you can save yourself from the satanic plan. I don't know what to tell you. That's just so crazy. It's like, hey, you know what? It's not a...
He's losing his mind, and I am too. And we're still not, we're just like barely past the halfway point. There's still more to come.
Enough to be preying on paranoid and impoverished people to sell them supplements. Why don't we prey on even more paranoid and impoverished people and give them an eating disorder as well? That's awesome. That's awesome. The man did what I thought he never could. Oh, an osprey. It's got a fish. That fish is full of heavy metal. You're probably gonna want to try hot water purified shilajit from Chop. Okay, let's just go to the next part.
I'm 30. I can't believe it, actually. I just remember being 15. Feels like yesterday, man. And 10. I remember 10. When I get younger in age, I remember less, though, probably because I got all 26 doses of the vaccines by the time I was...
It's how memory works!
What? I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you, Shane. I don't actually think that is the reason that you don't have many memories from a young age. I think it's probably more likely that you, like literally every single one of the fucking 8 billion people on this beautiful planet, had your brain still fucking like developing when you were that age. So you don't have any memories from that age because your brain was like a squishy fucking, like it was like a bag of Pepto-Bismol rattling around in your fucking head. Unless you have some like crazy neurological shit going on, nobody remembers things from when they were a fucking baby.
Not just that, like it's actually good for our brains to forget because we have a limited capacity, and so oftentimes we'll remember things when we're younger only because of like it being such an important memory, and so we keep recalling it every once in a while, and so we keep holding on to it.
And like if you do.
Oh, and trauma helps you remember too. So much trauma, but trauma also helps you forget. So
no, it's a rarity. It's not common is my point. This is not something that can be like, you know, like disproven by like, I have a memory from when I was 4 or 5. I also have a memory from when I was 4 or 5, but I have a lot more memories from when I was fucking 16 than I do from when I was like 3. That happens to everyone naturally. That has nothing to do with a fucking vaccine. God damn. It must be exhausting to just be this paranoid all the time that like everything in the world is just some plot to like, you know, get you. Like, okay guys, new satanic plan. Why don't we inject everyone with a vaccine so they don't remember when they were a baby? That'll fuck them up. Like, what is this even?
I don't know if you want to remember your diaper being changed, to be honest.
Mean. Oh, bro is just talking out his ass. I gotta say, I think short form content is something that Shane should stick to a little bit more because at least there, he's got a time constraint on the bullshit he can say, and like, he can edit things out, you know? But with like a 4-hour live stream, this dude can just like, fucking say pretty much whatever he wants. You know, I'm actually gonna even take this a step farther. Not only are vaccines not responsible for you losing the memories of your life when you were a toddler, but I would actually go as so far as to say that vaccines are directly responsible for any memories you do still have from when you were a toddler because they allowed you to live past being a fucking toddler. I wish that every anti-vax person on the planet could teleport back in time and like just live as like a pioneer family in like the 1800s. I would love to see these motherfuckers change their tone after watching every single person they know die of fucking measles. That sounds really harsh, and I don't mean that as like I genuinely wish like ill upon these people, but
look at that graph.
Like, it is amazing to me that we have managed to grow the population of the planet to this size. We have managed to improve life experience and life expectancy as much as we have, thanks to fucking vaccines, and thanks to the fucking medical improvements we've had. And these dumbass motherfuckers are sitting there like, actually no, this is all terrible and part of a satanic plan. I grew up outside of Boston, Massachusetts. The cemetery near my house had graves dating back to like the late 1600s. I was always really moved going to these fucking cemeteries, and one of the things that moved me the most was how many tiny fucking headstones there were. Do you have any idea why those tiny fucking headstones were there? It's because so many kids died. They got fucking measles, they got fucking typhus, they got fucking tuberculosis, and they fucking died. Now we have vaccines and medicine for all that shit, and these dumbass motherfuckers are on fucking Rumble being like, actually guys, it's responsible for your memory loss. This fucking shit could make people.
And the worst thing is these people that are shrilling it are the ones that have gotten their vaccine. So now they're encouraging young parents to not vaccinate their children. And then those children will die. And it's like, oh, well, it's not their problem because it's not their children. It's disgusting.
People not vaccinate their kids. It is making people not vaccinate their kids. We had a fucking measles outbreak. Do you have any idea how fucking insane that is? This is what I mean of like, don't let these people fucking gaslight you of like, it's just not that deep, bro. Like, I just care about people's health and well-being. You clearly fucking don't, Shane. You have a child. You have a human child that is yours, blood of your fucking blood. I pray on my fucking mother's grave that your child is vaccinated. Jesus H. Christ. Because if they're fucking not, that is on you. These people are fucking stupid. I hope that I make it into like a 2016 style, like, SJW gets owned compilation, or like SJW rage compilation, but it's gonna be on like, you know, like libs of TikTok, and it's gonna just be that clip, and it's gonna be like, woke YouTuber rages about vaccine mandates. But you know what? At the end of the day, bro, if you don't wanna get your fucking vaccine, you know, I'll send your family flowers. Now that you've made it through that part of the video, which is stupid as shit, I want to show you what is my favorite part of this entire stream.
I'm so scared.
And that is, it's very brief, so you're gonna miss it. So if you're folding your laundry or washing your fucking dishes, come to your screen for a second. I want you to watch this because I am like 97% sure that this fucking guy pops a Zin.
He said, you'll probably live a long time. You know what's funny, Oofchi? He said, you'll probably live a long time.
Wait, what's a Zin?
Fucking A. Fucking A. Like, I've watched this so many times and I'm like trying to figure out if that's actually what he's doing. And like, unless he's rubbing a little bit of fucking snow up there, I have no better explanation at all. I mean, he even fucking adjusts it later. There's a part where he's talking and he's doing this kind of thing, you know?
That was that.
Oh my God, it's just, I couldn't script something this fucking funny. Here comes Shane talking about how you don't want to ingest any toxins and how we got to detox from, you know, like those synthetic products. Wouldn't want to be ingesting any fucking toxins, would you, Shane? Maybe just a little pouch.
Oh, it's a nicotine pouch. Negatively affects brain development. Well, nicotine is terrible for you. And cardiovascular health. In previous studies, consuming some Zyn products contain more nicotine than cigarettes, and pouches generally yield higher absorption rate, which makes sense.
Bunch of synthetic nicotine crystals directly on the fucking thinnest skin in your body. Fuck me. Body is a temple, right? God damn, bro.
Such a hypocrite.
Can't make this up. Like, that is like something out of a fucking sketch, you know? A guy talking about how, you know, scaring everyone into thinking that their fucking lives are gonna be ruined by, you know, heavy metals and fucking atrazine, and then taking, you know, synthetic fucking nicotine crystals.
It reminds me of that video of the McDonald's CEO eating the McDonald's burger, and he takes like the tiniest little bite. He's like, delicious. It's like, why are you not eating that burger properly?
It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Okay, so here's the part of this live stream that I saved.
That was such a long black screen.
For last, because while the rest of it is a lot more entertaining, this part is probably the most pertinent.
No.
Now that it's blown open, July 4th might be chill. Someone name a time where someone gave a date for a significant attack. Because before 9/11, no one said on 9/11 there's going to be an attack. Of course, we had all those, the numerology and the different subliminal subconscious programmings of, hey, look at 9/11 in this old Simpson comic, and it was before 9/11, and then after 9/11 we went back and we saw how many times they kind of put it in our subconscious about this 9/11 stuff. But no one said on 9/11 this attack's going to happen. People said there's going to be an attack. In fact, Alex Jones actually did say there's going to be some type of attack, and it's going to get America involved in a war in the Middle East. And he did say that before 9/11, but he didn't say 9/11 and there's going to be towers, etc.
9/11 truthisms, numerology, wearing a triangle on his head in front of a giant pile of supplements, and quoting walking tumor Alex Jones. That right there is a bingo. I would say that that bingo is so big, it's a finish your drink and then get another drink and then finish that one as well. I'm not gonna do that though, because if I chug the rest of that, I would be incoherent for the rest of this video. I'm already incoherent as it is. I'm incoherent sober. Okay, so this stream that we're watching pieces of here took place right before the 4th of July, which is Independence Day here in the United States. And so one of Shane's really big narratives was that they're putting like biological weapons in the fireworks, and they're gonna detonate all the fireworks and then like scatter, you know, people with biological weapons. I once again ask,
what kind of biological weapons? Measles?
Why? And then I also will ask, what? I always say that the difference between a complete bullshit conspiracy theory and a conspiracy theory that could have some merit to it is motive. And I'm once again asking you, what the fuck is the motive here? Are you trying to like what, kill everyone with chemicals from a firework? Like, I don't understand. What's the fucking move there? Like, you're the Illuminati shadow government. Couldn't you, you know, kill everyone in a more simple way, like chemtrails and then turning up the 5G to make their heads explode? It's just fucking weird, bottom line. And I don't know if this is like common conspiracy theory or if this is just something that like Shane came up with to be like the
verdict. We could not track down a source for this conspiracy, so maybe it's a Shane Vibes Truth original TM, or at least pretty rare.
The beating drum for the days leading up to the 4th of July to get people to come check him out over on Rumble. Either way, of course, the only way that you can save yourself from this sinister plan, this satanic plan, if
is to drink chalk.
you will, this satanic plan, I don't know what to tell you, is, of course, to buy supplements using Shane's promo code. It kind of seems like he knows that this conspiracy
The poor camera refocused on the flowers. It's just showing us the beautiful nature. I feel like I suit this background really well.
is like totally fucking nuts. And so like throughout this live stream, he sprinkles in these parts where he's like, now, you know, because we're talking about this, people are becoming aware of it, so they may not actually do it. I'm like, bro, you are on a Twitter live stream with 38 people. I promise you the shadow government are not all sitting there on July 3rd, you know, in the group chat texting each other like, fuck guys, Shane's blown the lid off our secret plan. What are we gonna do now? Bill, you got any
Chems tonight? Fireworks loaded. Hold on. Shane Vibes is live on Rumble. Bro, literally just called out our whole plan. Looks like the masses are safe for now.
more vaccines lying around? It's like the same thing that every doomsday cult has ever done, where they're like, guys, the world's gonna end on this day, and then the world doesn't end, and they're like, oh shit, no, it's gonna end, I was just wrong about the day. It's like, at what
My math was just not mathing properly.
point do you acknowledge that you're just here to pick people's pockets, huh? I also think it's funny that he brings up like 9/11 numerology and says something like, you know, nobody knew that it was gonna happen on that date. When in the first like episode that we did on Shane, we talked about one of his videos where he
Oh, that's
literally
true.
claimed that the band Supertramp had advanced knowledge of 9/11 because if you take the Breakfast in America album cover and reverse it, it says 9/11 in front of the World Trade Center. And then in this live stream, he's like, no one could ever have known it was gonna happen then. And then he says something like, well, now if you look back at all the signs, you know, all the signs were there. Yeah, no shit, Shane, because you have a pattern-seeking brain. Now that the thing that happened has happened, you can look back in retrospect and find album covers and fucking Simpsons episodes and shit. If 9/11 happened on a different date, these fucking morons would just be finding that date everywhere instead. But probably the most concerning part of all of this is him bringing up Alex Jones. Okay, now don't get me wrong, the guy is fucking hilarious, unintentionally. But once you move past like the sound bites about, you know, gay frogs, he is genuinely one of the most despicable human beings on the entire planet. He's promoted a litany of conspiracy theories about 9/11 and the Oklahoma City bombing, claimed that his political opposition are child-sacrificing Satanists, and most memorably in my lifetime became the most vocal advocate of the conspiracy theory that the Sandy Hook school shooting in 2012 was a false flag attack, and that the 26 innocent people who were needlessly slaughtered by a fucking human monster, 20 of whom were between the ages of 6 and 7 years old, were actually just actors. And that the whole thing was just a big publicity stunt by the US government to infringe on our right to bear arms. I can't say how I honestly feel about Alex Jones here on YouTube. So the way that I'll put it is that Alex Jones is a genuinely reprehensible human being. And on a completely unrelated topic, I sometimes hope that I'm wrong and that hell is real. The conspiracy theories that Alex Jones has created and pushed are fucking disgusting, and the damage that they have caused is impossible to calculate. So Shane quoting him not once, but twice in this little highlights reel is concerning on its own, but that's only the beginning. Do you know how Alex Jones built his multi-million-dollar empire? Are you ready for this?
Oh, no.
Selling fucking supplements. According to the
No, of course.
Huffington Post, in the course of 3 years, Alex Jones' store brought in a staggering $165 million, a large portion of which he got from selling supplements. Supplements which, of course, fall under DSHEA and do not have to be verified by the fucking FDA. Meaning that in this case, our trust in the reliability and safety of these products is hinged on the word of Alex fucking Jones. The guy who thinks that 20 murdered first graders was a fucking publicity stunt. Holy fuck. So how does Alex Jones actually sell these supplements? I mean, he profits from the misinformation too, of course. You know, through ad revenue and growing his following. But if you add supplements in there, you got yourself a pretty lucrative business. I mean, hey, 165 million bucks in 3 years ain't so bad, is it?
That's a lot of money.
Can't you see that, Alex? You could be sitting in a multi-million-dollar house in the New England coast getting, you know, sprayed by chemtrails. You could be living the high life, brother. I mean, hey, you know, if you can't beat the elites, well, you may as well join them. But if you want to do that, Alex, if you want to cash that fucking check, you're gonna need buyers. And so what do? I mean, what kind of question is that, guys? The answer is obvious. You gotta scare the living shit out of people. Make up whatever conspiracies you like. Who gives a shit? The scarier, the better. Make them about vaccines and terrorist attacks. Why not throw in a little homophobia and racism as well while you're at it? There's a new atrocity in the news cycle. How can I ride the coattails of this? Quick, let's pull into the conspiracy theory bucket. It was caused by socialist trans frogs, and they're coming for your kids. Remember, nothing is off the table here. After all, you're preying on the fearful and ignorant, and you're not here to try and enlighten them. After all, their paranoia is your market. And then once your victims are scared shitless about the socialist trans frogs coming to take your children, you finally get to reveal that you can protect them from it.
With the supplements!
And that you're actually here to help them. Guys, I know you've been spending hours watching me ramble about nebulous things that you should be really scared of, and now you are understandably very scared, but thank God for you, there's me, because I have the solution.
And that's to go to the fucking Alex Jones store where you can buy yourself some fucking powdered monkey testicles. It'll increase your testosterone by 8,000,000%.
And just like that, you got him hook, line, and sinker. Wow, that one's right over me. Guys, the thought police. Oh my God, it's the weather beam. They're pointing it directly at me. I'm raining. I'm raining.
He's on a ramble.
Pause. Okay, pulling it back in. I had way too much fun with that one. That in my script was like 3 sentences. This is the problem with having my scripts be like mostly just like fragment sentences and then just ad-libbing every word that you hear pretty much. Now in my last video, I drew a comparison between Alex Jones and Shane Vibes. And in that video, I made a point to say that I was not comparing Shane to Alex Jones. But you know what? Now I fucking am. Because as far as I see it, the two are pretty fucking similar. Even when I go to the InfoWars website, which I did for this video and I don't recommend any of you do, and in that banner on the Alex Jones page, I immediately recognized Shilajit Complex as one of the fucking things that Shane's always peddling. And of course, the icing on the cake is in this advertisement.
Damn.
It's got fucking bottles of pills, gold stars and stickers and shit.
Oh my God. Ultra methylene blue. Experience benefits of the most powerful methylene blue. Who is this person? Shilajit. Oh my God. Sea moth.
And right in the middle, none other than the little fucking troll himself, Alex Jones, hands raised like a fucking preacher. It's a satanic plan. I don't know what to tell ya. Shane and Alex have product pitches that follow the exact same beat. And the products they advertise seem very similar. And there is no conspiracy too despicable to not be used as a sales pitch. The more that I look at it, the more I see the differences between these two are actually quite few. Shane admittedly is a bit more of a pussyfoot with his words, often sort of just like vaguely implying the, you know, homophobia, racism, sexism, you name it, and then just letting whoever sees his video say the quiet part out loud in the comments.
Fill in the blanks.
This, and of course that Alex with his fucking multi-million-dollar paychecks is in the
net worth of 14 million.
grifter scumbag big leagues, while Shane's spamming short form videos every single day and live streaming on Rumble is still playing fucking t-ball. So while there may be differences, as far as I'm concerned, these two are cut from the same fucking cloth. Okay, now let's talk about the consequences. Holy shit.
Oh?
Yo, did you see that? That hummingbird almost hit me in the fucking skull.
Look at it! I love hummingbirds. Conclusion!
Jarring scene change. Is this chair creaking going to be in the audio?
Yes.
Someone's having fun. Oh my god. Y'all, this series has taken me such a long time to film. At the time that I am filming this part 1 isn't even out yet. And I started filming part 1 in May, and it is currently on August's doorstep. So now I get to finish part 2. Which is honestly one of the last things that I want to do on a day as beautiful as this one. I honestly think that if we lived in a perfect world, I could kind of just end the video there, because I'm pretty sure that anyone with an ample amount of firing neurons would be able to tell what the issue is with everything that we've just talked about. But I am unfortunately aware that we do not live in a perfect world, and so I think it's really important for me to dedicate a section of this video to talking very explicitly about the consequences. So I have a bit of a hunch. See, I've spent a lot of time working with conspiracy theorists and victims of conspiracies, and I kind of know the way their brains operate. So I have a feeling that if Shane or one of the victims who's fallen for his videos and their content were to watch this video, and if they were to give any response, it would probably not be an acknowledgement, and it would probably more likely be a defense or a deflection. It would probably be something pretty similar to what Philip Ziba did in his response to my series on him, where he didn't even acknowledge any of the points I made, and more went for this angle of trying to be like, you know, you're trying to silence me or cancel me, or you're blowing it out of proportion, or we're just asking questions here. As we have seen in the first part of this series and this part of this series, and will unfortunately see in however many more parts of this series there will be, Shane exemplifies this behavior constantly. I have a feeling that he knows that what he is saying is harmful, and so he tries to downplay it in the videos themselves by saying things like, hey look, some say, or according to alternative sources, or my favorite one, for entertainment purposes only. By pussyfooting around their words, Shane and other conspiracy theorists can sort of maintain this air of plausible deniability. That way, they don't have to accept any accountability for any of the consequences of people listening to the things that they're telling them. Whether it be viewers spewing vile bigotry in the comments, or God forbid, actually listening to his dogshit health advice. Downplaying what you're saying by saying that it's for entertainment purposes only, or we're just asking questions, is a classic conspiracy theorist move designed to shut down any criticism before they have even received it. A same vein as this is what Philip Ziba would do in his videos, where he would use the term Google debunkers to shame anyone who would dare fact check what he's saying. I hate to use the word again, but I think it's appropriate here. This is a strategy that is designed to gaslight people into thinking that their response is an overreaction. I have really no way of describing this tactic other than childish and cowardly. It is a beautiful piece of proof that many people in the conspiracy world have no experience in science whatsoever, and that the pseudoscience air that they give themselves is a complete facade, because they don't want to be challenged. They don't want the opinions of their audience to be challenged. They want to be the capital T truth. So firstly, as far as these particular supplements go, and this particular company goes, I don't really have that much of a problem with them beyond just like personal opinion. Like, yeah, I think that calling a supplement Chad mode is pretty fucking cringe, but I don't have
so cringe.
Some like deep analysis on chalk. Maybe their products do what they say they do, maybe they don't, I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. Because the issue here isn't these supplements. Hell, my issue isn't even with Shane selling things. After all, my man has a family to feed. The issue is much more severe than just like this guy and this company. The issue is the marketing strategy, the implications of that marketing strategy, and the consequences on the people who listen to that marketing strategy. So here are my fucking bullets. Write this shit down. Get your notebooks out. The issues are as follows. Shane frequently scaremongers using widely disproven health conspiracies to push his chalk promotions. This company, Chalk, seemingly has no issue with their products being promoted using widely disproven health conspiracy theories.
Those are two really big issues.
Because chalk is presumably a large part of Shane's income, he is not motivated by honesty, but by money, and is therefore incentivized to say anything that will sell more supplements. And lastly, these sales pitches are perfectly crafted to prey on paranoid, disenfranchised, impoverished people. So with all of that understood, we can now begin to look at what bullshit like this actually does to people. Growing up, I went to a Waldorf school. Could you tell? Waldorf was, you know, it was Waldorf. It was full of anti-vaxxers and homeopathic remedies, and I don't think there was a microwave in the entire building. In the younger grades, the girls in my class would dress up in olden days, you know, like bonnets and prairie dresses.
Oh no.
And things. Ironically mirroring a time period where they likely all would have died of measles, but didn't have to in the modern world because at least everyone around us was vaccinated. Needless to say, I grew up around a lot of wooey people.
Same. I was exposed to a lot of the homeopathic, naturopathic people growing up because my mom is like that. So it's really interesting to come out of that and have that experience.
I mean, theosophy was a foundational tenet of my early education. So I've seen chakras and tarot cards and Saint Germain and, you know, had drops put under my tongue from a little brown bottle. Now, other than the anti-vax side of things, most of the wooey stuff I've sort of experienced has been pretty harmless. If believing in vibrations and frequencies helps you sleep at night, fucking power to ya. But being raised in an environment like this, I got firsthand examples of the exact moment when going against the mainstream went from a harmless alternative way of thinking to something that could be genuinely dangerous. The most memorable example that I have of this was from a few years ago from a family friend who was battling cancer. At a visit that I paid to their house, they excitedly showed me this new thing that they had got as sort of a self-diagnosed part of their treatment. It was, I shit you not, like a laser of some kind. And right off the bat I was like, oh, that's interesting. What's this? And then they brought out the manual for this thing, and it was like a fucking phone book. And in this book was all of the things that this laser could apparently help with. And this thing was as thick as a phone book for a fucking reason, because it had pretty much everything you could possibly imagine in that book. Everything from headaches to HIV. Right off the bat, this made the fucking hair on the back of my neck stand up. Now, this thing did boast an FDA approval, which when I looked into it a little bit more was an approval that was granted to it for its efficacy in helping heal minor abrasions of the skin. But if I was just to go off this book, it could cure pretty much fucking anything. I held my tongue about this because this friend was still undergoing all of the modern clinically
Yeah, if they're still doing the stuff they need to and they're just adding as an extra thing, then, you know, you don't need to really be like, oh, actually, this is stupid and not going to help you. Because if as long as they're getting the actual treatment, but if they were doing that instead, then
proven cancer treatments. And if having this thing made them feel empowered in their illness, I was not going to take that away from them. Yet I couldn't help but think that if this friend was someone different, someone less trusting and more paranoid, they may have tried to use this laser instead of modern cancer treatments. And if they were to have done that, they would probably die. The final thing that I noticed about this magic laser was its retail price of $5,000. This laser plagued me for a long time after.
That's 6,902 Canadian dollars.
This visit, I was trying to figure out why the fuck a company with a legitimate FDA approval would do something like this. And then it struck me, and it was the most simple answer imaginable. Well, it's because it makes them a lot of money. Hey, money's money. Who gives a shit if you have to get it by preying on people with AIDS and stage 4 cancer? There's a good fucking Milo Rossi soundbite. My God. I'm sure that this company would make quite a bit of money just, you know, selling this product to hospitals to treat skin abrasions. But you know what's a lot bigger market than hospitals? The sick and dying. And hey, they're desperate enough that they'll buy fucking anything. Look, I know that $5,000 is a lot, but like, is your life worth that? And just like that, boom, you got fucking $5,000 in your pocket. Rinse and repeat a few times and you're gonna be sitting pretty on a beach somewhere drinking a fucking Mai Tai. And who gives a shit if there's some body bags somewhere? You have plausible deniability. After all, you said in that manual that it wasn't clinically proven and it could help treat cancer. Oh, what do you mean your spouse died? I wrote on the back of the manual that it was for entertainment purposes only. Thanks for the $5,000. Anyway, here's a tissue, wipe those tears up. I gotta go try and sell one of these things to someone with AIDS. As far as I could tell, this whole laser thing was just a complete piece of pseudo-medical bullshit. A sleek design, an FDA approval, a manual full of long words, and a professional $5,000 price tag. Now sure, this device may have actual medical applications, just like the supplements, which may actually have some legitimate health benefits. But in both cases, it feels as though the ethos of the sale has gone from treating something specific to just making as much money as possible. And despite their differences, with one being marketed as a flashy professional piece of medical equipment and the other being marketed as a traditional medical miracle, both prey on the same demographic, the scared and the desperate. The supplements prey on parents who think 5G is going to turn their kids gay, and the laser preys on parents whose kids have cancer. This was one of my
Which are both, it's just terrible.
Personal experiences with the dangers of health pseudoscience. And I share this story to show that I'm not just talking out my ass here. And even though thankfully this story didn't have a disastrous ending, it very easily could have. So now that you have a small example that doesn't have a disastrous ending, let's talk about a really big example that has a very disastrous ending. In 2018, on the American-occupied island of American Samoa, 2 one-year-olds died after receiving a vaccine. The cause of their tragic death was not the vaccine itself, but a mistake. Somehow, in preparing the injections, the doctors accidentally used a muscle relaxant instead of sterilized water. A costly but freak accident that led to the death of 2. Understandably, the residents of American Samoa were pretty shaken up after this incident. Being a small community, word of this tragedy spread quickly and led to many of the residents beginning to feel a distrust towards the medical system. Even though this was a complete accident, a mistake involving operator error and carelessness, it was a really big mistake to make. And at the cost of 2 human lives, it was the responsibility of the medical system to rebuild that trust with the community. However, just as the medical system began the slow road to rebuilding trust with the island's population, the anti-vax grifters swarmed to this incident like the flies they are to a pile of shit, with faux sympathies of the 2 dead children acting like a Trojan horse to push their agenda on the frightened population. This all came to a head when one of the most well-known anti-vax grifters from the United States made a personal trip to American Samoa. There, he met with and promoted other anti-vax influencers and used the incident as an opportunity to beat the war drums against vaccines on social media. In 2013, about 5 years before this incident, 90% of the one-year-olds in American Samoa had been vaccinated and immunized against measles. By about 2018, right before this incident occurred, that number was about 75%. The early whispers of the anti-vax movement are partly to blame for this initial decrease, and reflects the poor education around vaccines and health safety in this American-controlled territory. This number is made even more stark when compared to the surrounding islands, many of which are sovereign autonomous nations that boast immunization rates of up to 99% of their populations. This 75% immunity in one-year-olds in 2018 was reasonable, but still far below the 95% needed to secure herd immunity that would protect the entire population, leaving the population of this island vulnerable. Now, if you thought that 75% number was bad,
oh no.
I got news for you. In the year following the incident, the population of American Samoa was bombarded with anti-vax misinformation and lies. And as a result, the number of immunized one-year-olds dropped from 75% to 30%, leaving scores of newborn children vulnerable to a deadly disease in a country with an already taxed medical system where 40% of the population is living below the poverty line. Milo, I don't know why you're talking about it like this, man. This actually sounds like a huge win for the free thinkers. It is so great to see our heroes coming from here in the United States and going overseas to teach those poor, incapable people how to take care of themselves. They were being test subjects for the Illuminati Freemason woke agenda. We shared with them the good word. We saved them. All that's to say, I have no idea what you're crashing out about, Snowflake. I'm sure all of this was completely harmless.
How many babies died?
Right? In August of 2019, a flight took off from Auckland, Australia, headed for American Samoa. Unknown to those on board, one of the passengers was infected with measles. And with the simple push of a button from some unwitting attendant opening the jetway, measles was released onto the island. At first, the disease spread slowly, bouncing from individual to individual. But by October, it had become a full-blown outbreak. For 4 months, the disease ripped through the unprotected population. Unsurprisingly, the group that was hit the hardest by this outbreak were the babies, who were unvaccinated due to the propaganda of anti-vaccine conspiracy theorists. By that December of 2019, 20% of the babies in American Samoa between the ages of 6 and 12 months had contracted measles. I will say that one more time. 20% of the babies between 6 and 12 months had contracted measles.
Horrible.
20%. Many of these children's parents who were victims of the propaganda from these anti-vaccine influencers did not contract measles because they themselves had been vaccinated. Still distrusting of the modern medical system, many of these parents, victims of an anti-vax disinformation campaign, chose not to bring their babies to hospitals, but to traditional healers. Healers who were, of course, incapable of doing anything against a disease that has wreaked havoc on humanity for centuries and brought entire civilizations to their knees. By the time the first 70 deaths had been reported, 60 of them were under the age of 5. By late December, the outbreak was beginning to come under control. Immunization rates spiked to 94% of the population, and the measles virus, with few unvaccinated victims left to infect, burned itself out. When all was said and done, the 2019 American Samoa measles outbreak had infected more than 5,700 people and killed 83. An overwhelming majority of those dead were children. To put this very bluntly, these children didn't die of measles. These children were killed by disinformation. The anti-vaccine influencers and conspiracy theorists who used the 2018 incident as ammunition to push their agenda are directly responsible for the 2019 American Samoa measles outbreak and each and every death that it caused. The measles virus is an ancient threat. It is a disease that is estimated to have killed 200 million people in the course of our history. We brought it to heel through our ingenuity with vaccines and inoculations, fighting to ensure that no parent ever again should have to bury their child who was killed by measles. These 83 deaths were completely unnecessary. Every single drop of blood from this unnecessary tragedy is on the hands of the frauds and con men who enabled it to happen. Those are the hands of the influencers and the big-time grifter from right here on our own soil. I'm sure you could have already guessed this by now, but that American anti-vaccine conspiracy influencer who propelled this to such a fucking catastrophe was none other than RFK Jr., a charlatan scumbag of the highest order who Shane, of course, sings the praises of.
Even though I know a lot of people think RFK is a total wingnut, dude, I've been on RFK's email list for like, I don't know how many years, his Children's Health Defense. And if you guys look at some of what that organization did, I think we would all agree with it.
And of
Oh, no, no.
Of course, because we're all getting fucking front row seats to the destruction of civilized society, RFK Jr., the conspiracy theorist whose propaganda helped fan the flames of a measles outbreak that killed 83 people, has been appointed to be the United States Secretary of Health and Human Services, which is as ridiculous as appointing Larry fucking Nassar to be a school nurse. Jesus fucking Christ. Ugh. Pisses me off so fucking much. After the outbreak in American Samoa, RFK Jr., being the cowardly weasel that he is, tried to shirk any responsibility for the deaths that he was partly responsible for causing. He claimed that his visit to the territory had nothing to do with measles. It was just for entertainment purposes. Please don't be mad at me about the dead babies, I just wanted to make a wad of money. But even more blood-boiling than this, he addressed the outbreak, blaming it not only on the vaccines themselves, but on the islanders' poverty.
Try not being so poor, then you won't get measles.
Just the kind of scummy, disgusting shit that you can expect from a role model of Shane Vibes Truth. The American Samoa measles outbreak and my anecdote about the laser are just two examples of the danger of health conspiracy theories. And I think that they exemplify why what Shane is doing here is so fucking dangerous. It is my personally held belief that all conspiracy theorists start off as victims. People whose trust and distrust was taken advantage of and manipulated. Manipulated by people who don't actually care about them, but are using them. Using them to enrich themselves financially and publicly. Most conspiracy theorists are not really conspiracy theorists, they're victims of conspiracy theories. And whether they're your parents or that weird fucking guy at work, you know the one, all victims of
we all know the one.
Conspiracy theories deserve a chance. It is everyone's responsibility to treat them with patience and help them understand the topics that they don't. After all, being tricked and lied to is completely forgivable. It is also my belief that Shane was once one of these victims, and he took the bait hook, line, and sinker. But rather than just sitting with his own ignorance, or God forbid, actually educating himself, Shane has instead decided to spread it, to poison others, and to profit off of their fear. The way that I see it, this is completely inexcusable. Shane seemingly has no medical background whatsoever, meaning that his anecdotes about health and medicine are not coming from some deep understanding of an authority figure. Rather than that, Shane is a sheep. Isn't that a movie? Shane the Sheep? Shaun the Sheep. That's the one. Instead of talking about legitimate health concerns and the research behind them, Shane obediently regurgitates the talking points of the elites that he trusts. People like Alex Jones and RFK Jr. Like both of the elites that he idolizes, Shane has also built a career off of spreading lies and deceit and profiting off of it immensely. While the scale and tone may absolutely be different, as far as I'm concerned, Shane, Alex Jones, and RFK Jr. are three heads of the same beast. Heads of the hydra of disinformation that is picking the flesh from the bones of the civilized world. None of them seem to give a flying fuck about what is true or ethical, simply what's gonna make them the most money. RFK Jr. works closely with a law firm that specializes in vaccine lawsuits. He makes 10% off of every case they win. RFK Jr. doesn't fearmonger about vaccines because he cares about you. He does it because it makes him a lot of money. Alex Jones has spent a lifetime building a platform that preys on fear, death, and bigotry. He runs a store that sells prepper gear and supplements. Alex Jones doesn't spread false flag panic because he cares about you. He does it because it's making him a lot of money. Shane Vibes Truth has built a following of nearly 700,000 on Instagram, spreading every single conspiracy he can think of. He uses these conspiracies to push a promo code for supplements, on which he makes as much as a 20% commission. Shane doesn't talk about these conspiracy theories because he cares about you. He does it because it's making him a lot of money. Like all conspiracy theorists, they claim to be free thinkers and champions of fact and truth, but they are not. They are the sharks that circle in the bloody waters of our systemic failures. They hunt for the poor and the fearful and the angry and the desperate, whether it be on a remote island under generations of foreign occupation, or in a rural American town stricken with poverty, industries long shuttered, home to people who have been left behind by an empire to whom they have served their purpose. Conspiracy grifters claim to be aware of society.
What a beautiful speech, my God.
Failures, that they can see the darkness through its torn fabric. But this is a lie, because every single grifter, from conspiracy theorist to CEO to politician to president to king, are riding atop the wheel that is crushing us. And they prey on that pressure that all of us can feel, and they offer to sell us salvation while they're sitting on our chests. I know that I compared conspiracy grifters to sharks earlier, but that was too generous. Conspiracy grifters are more like rats. They don't have the power to create the system, and many of them don't even really have the power to truly benefit from it. Instead, they are something much worse, the sniveling, obedient foot soldiers of it, diligently doing the dirty work of the elites they claim to despise, keeping we the people divided along arbitrary lines of politics, race, religion, sex, and creed. The conspiracy grifters are the final iteration of the conspiracy theory victim, domesticated and unquestioning, traitors to their class and people, fighting to keep alive a system that sodomizes all of us.
Damn, so well said.
Our world is plagued with injustice, crippled by bigotry, and poisoned by the industries and actions of the corrupt elites who are getting rich off our backs. And as such, we live in a world that is wounded. Some seek to heal this wound, but conspiracy grifters, like botflies, seek to lay their eggs in it, to infect the weak for their personal gain, and to spread their poison to the farthest reaches of the civilized world. I really doubt that Shane is watching this, but in the off chance he is, I'd like to try and make an appeal to him in a language that I hope he'll understand. I am not a religious man, but it seems to me as though Shane is, which I fully respect. Now, while I personally view the fear and hatred that he spreads as being the antithesis of the teachings of the martyr who died on the symbol around his neck, it would be unfair for me to judge him on such a thing as, again, I am not a religious man. So I will leave the interpretation of the biblical morality of these actions to someone who understands the scriptures more than I do. But Shane, as an appeal to this part of your identity, I would like to leave you with one of the very few Bible verses that I actually know. I have no idea why I know this one, but I do, and I hope that you'll let it sit with you and metabolize it. Romans 15:1. Now we who are strong ought to bear the weakness of those without strength, and not just please ourselves. Shane, you have an immense responsibility. Throughout this video, I have illustrated that you are failing in that responsibility. You have lied and cheated the fearful and weak to please and enrich yourself. You are getting rich off the backs of those with little to give, and filling their heads with lies that could tear their families apart. This leads me to the final and I believe most pertinent appeal that I want to give you, Shane. I don't know how strong your religious convictions are. Whether you live your life diligently by the scriptures and the teachings of love of Jesus Christ, or whether you simply wear that symbol to mask the hatred and fear that you spread behind a facade of piety. But I do happen to know one more part of your identity that is far more ancient and far more sacred than any text on earth.
Oh?
And that, Shane, is that you are a father. I cannot imagine the love that a parent has for their child. It is ingrained in us, our most primal instinct to protect our young and our family and our community. It is a true and universal love felt by every human and animal on the entire planet. You, Shane, are one of the billions of parents on the planet who have the gift of knowing this love. And yet you are parroting propaganda from the elites at the top who profit off of tearing families like yours apart.
So true.
Because of these elites and the propaganda and lies that they spread, there are 150 parents in American Samoa, just like you, who have had to bury their children in tiny caskets under tiny headstones. These parents will likely live for many more years and through many more chapters of their life, and someday they will grow old and gray, and they too will die. I don't know how old these parents will live to be, but what I do know is that none of their kids will ever be older than 4. You claim to care about the family unit, Shane, about how important its integrity is, but these parents and these families were not ripped apart by trans athletes or the gay agenda or any of your other nebulous, juvenile, bigoted boogeymen. These families were ripped apart because they listened to people who said the same things as you. Shane, this isn't about supplements or who built the pyramids. It's that the words that you are saying could kill people. There is no way of knowing for sure that someone has foregone needed medicine or medical attention because of the things that you're saying. But the things that you're saying, the lies and misinformation that you spread, are pushing people towards it. So I ask you this, Shane. If someone listened to you and the things that you told them, and the worst were to happen, would it be worth it? Would that fat commission check be worth it? Could you live with the guilt of being the reason that 2 parents somewhere in the world had to buy a tiny little headstone? You need to stop this, Shane. If not for others, for yourself. The final thing that I want to leave you with here, Shane, is that in this case, at the very least, I pray to whatever God there is that you are a hypocrite, and that you, at the very least, have had or plan to have your children immunized.
Let's hope.
Because believe me, there is no bank account fat enough, no Instagram following big enough, and no commission check fat enough to outweigh the grief of having to buy a tiny little headstone. I'm done with this fucking video.
Oh, Milo. Aww.
I have nothing left to say on this. Part 3 is going to be covering more of Shane's creationism. We're going to be talking about biology. It'll be the video with Professor Dave Explains in it, so subscribe to catch that at the live premiere. Chances are, by the time you're watching this video, part 3 is already out, so go check that out. And if you haven't seen part 1 yet, go check that one out while you're waiting. And you can also check out my series on Philip Ziba, which is kind of similar to this, but it's all already out. Thank you all very much for watching. I'd greatly appreciate if you could leave an interaction on the video. Comments, likes, and subscriptions and things like that help this video do better in the algorithm, which allows me to keep making these videos here for free. So if you have a friend that also likes playing really long videos in the background while they, do their dishes and laundry, share this video with them as well. You'll have something to talk about the next time you hang out. I'd also like to give a huge thank you to my patrons on Patreon who help make what I do here possible. Patrons get early ad-free access to all of my videos, and all of their names appear in the credits of these videos as a small token of my appreciation. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, you can find a link for that in the description, or if you want, you can also come check out one of the stickers or hoodies and things like that. We got some merch available. Cut of each sale goes to the artist. The rest of it helps pay the team and keep the channel going. So I appreciate all the support. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching. It's going to feel really weird going to go do just a normal debunking video about, you know, creationism after something as serious as this one. Stay curious, stay inquisitive, and I will see you guys next time. This video doesn't get a funny outro.
No funny outros. Dramatic chair picture. He's right though. Everything he said he's right. It's dangerous. Fear-mongering is dangerous, especially around health and vaccinations. Thank you everybody for watching. And don't worry, I will be watching part 3. So if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.